Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, call 567-0560, toll free for David Broward, or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM. Neil God.
Short and pale and thin and sickly, the girl with emphysema keeps smoking, and when she passes, she flicks her ass and goes. When she smokes, she's like the chimney that shoots up clouds and smells so nasty that when she passes gas and goes. Oh, but she wants to quit badly. Coughing up big chunky lungs. Yes, she would give them up gladly. But each day when she has to go pee, she sits on the can and like three. Short and tall and thin and sickly, the girl with emphysema goes smoking, and when she passes, she smiles with big yellow teeth. Oh, but the room is so smoky.
Boy!
How can she tell where she's going? Yeah, she would give them up gladly. But each day when she has to go pee, she sits on the can and like three. Short and pale and thin and sickly, the girl with emphysema goes smoking, and then she flashes a smile with big yellow teeth and gunk underneath. She just cannot breathe.
Oh, we're
It's only a week. Can I have a light, please?
No.
We're gagging on, I'll tell you that. Oh! You got a seat, no doubt. All right. It's what the game's all about. Yeah. Oh! All the big guns gonna shoot out the lights. Let's go see rock and roll Saturday night.
Yes.
All right. Let's go see rock and roll Saturday night. Scoring goals.
He moves it up to Merrigan. It's Dundee. He tried to knife it over cleanly, but didn't quite do that. Berard. Dundee. Berard. Shoot. Oh! Finally, Berard takes the shot.
It's Saturday night. All right. Trying to get fired up for that big game tonight. Am I fired up?
No.
Trying to get my confidence back. Have I got it back?
No.
Well, that's the way it goes. It's 10:05 at 560 WQM. God, I can almost speak today. How do you like that? Well, I sure like it. You know, yesterday was like an out-of-body experience. It's when you can't speak, when like you're, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're like, everything is happening inside. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
No, seriously, like you're viewing what's going on the outside, and you're not like a part of it. In fact, that's how I felt during part of that show yesterday. I was viewing what was going on the outside, and I wasn't a part of it, and only prayed that I was. But that's beside the point. So anyway, where the hell do we start? The reason I played that girl from with emphysema thing is because I don't know about Jews, but man, oh man, I'm gagging on it, and the smoke too. Jesus Christ! You know, I get up. When the hell was it? Was it last night that I went outside, let the dogs out? I go out on the patio, and it's like just gagging and puking, smoke as thick as pea soup. Or was it this morning? Maybe. I guess this morning. And then my newspaper informs me, Everglades fire cast Smoky Paul. And I thought, oh, what a bulletin, huh? Gray haze spreads from Broward to Fort Pierce. It's a purple haze. Went out in the patio this morning, and Jimi Hendrix was at the bottom of my pool. God. And then I'm driving to work, and virtually all the way in here, there was like, you know, it gets a little bit better the further east you go. Not that we're all that far east. And then I'm sitting here in the building, and all of a sudden I realize that we're gagging on it inside. Now, in my house, I wasn't gagging on it, but here in the building, we're gagging on it inside. It's the QAM effing way, baby. No wonder they were hollering for water there on the morning show. Man, those guys were like whining this morning. Wah, wah. Geldy and Defoe coming in here whining for free water. Hey, Culligan, man. Better get our friends at Culligan while they're still on the air, by the way, before Todd Dreck destroys that account. I think he's already done it. I think it's hopeless. Your good, close, personal best friend, Todd Dreck, who left that disgusting, who was calling on the intercom yesterday, making all kinds of disgusting comments. What an asshole he is, you know? Really, seriously. We've had, you know, I'm sure all of you, those of you who work, over the years, you've worked with some assholes. And I've worked with nice people. I've worked with, and like I've told you before, indifferent people. And I've worked with some people who were real serious assholes. But Todd Dreck,
he's an asshole.
If you look up asshole in the dictionary, his picture's right next to it. He is just brutal. So, Culligan, man, we need some water because the morning team, they're whining. And we don't want to give away all our good, expensive Soleil water to those guys, especially Defoe. Geldy, I don't mind because I got religion from Geldy. I'm laying off of him entirely now. In fact, I might recommend him for a new Panthers announcer. No, seriously, I got religion thanks to Geldy. But at any rate, I don't know about where you are, but this is unacceptable. We should be doing with gas masks. Can you imagine all those paranoid assholes out there, you know, waiting for the Armageddon and the Millennium and all this stuff? And they wake up in the morning and they see all of these people walking around with gas masks on. Anybody know where there's a good Army surplus store?
Right up the road, 441, actually.
Yeah, the figures. That's why I said that. No, you know, they have those, you've seen those old those Army surplus gas masks? That's what we ought to have to be doing the show in here today. Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't care. I don't care, so I'll sound like I did yesterday. Like I got that heavy cold again. What the hell do I care? At least maybe we might be able to breathe. This is unbelievable. Inside, I'm not making this up, inside this building, it's as smoky as sitting right in the middle of a goddamn forest fire. You can smell it. It's in your lungs. In fact, you know something? Class action lawsuit comes to mind. Doesn't that sound good? Big lawsuit? Because obviously the ventilation in this building, you can't complain about it because we don't have any. And we're not near any windows. It's coming through the vents. Gagging on it. And Greg Reed's running around, hey, look at these numbers. Hey, we got great numbers. All these sports stations in America, one of the top sports stations, and we got those big numbers in midday. In the meantime, here we're gagging, choking on it. That's Greg. Always oblivious. Always oblivious to what really is going on around him. He's amazing. But he says he promises he's getting a haircut today. Nice going, Greg. Where's my goddamn check? 9 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM.
I'm dying over here.
What would you do if I had normal boobs? Would you still run out and buy my CD?
No.
Do you get along when I screech out a song? Decide how much I sing. Oh, key. I'ma get by with implants in my breast.
Yes.
I get guys with implants in my breast. I don't have to try with implants in my breast.
Did
you audition for anybody.
I only had to pull my panties down.
How they please with your body.
Yeah, not to mention where I put my nose.
Can you succeed by just spreading your light?
Yes, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a guy.
How long will you be sweet and just 17?
Well, at least until I'm out of rehab at 35. I get by with implants in my breast. I get guys with implants in my breast.
Yes.
I don't have to try with implants in my breast.
Have you pleased your backstage mommy?
She lives through me vicariously.
Don't need all the money.
Well, in this business, that's the most important thing. I might get by with implants in my breast.
Oh, that Brittany, she sure can't sing, but she looks pretty damn... Oh, I stepped on... Yeah, there you go. Stepped on her breast. Sorry, Brittany. I stepped on her breast, and it popped like a balloon. 10:16 at 560 WQM. We got the Hank Goldberg Show at 2 in studio today, by the way. Mark that on the calendar. We got Jim Mad Dog Mandich. 6 to 7:30 again. And then we got the Marlins and the Cubs. You know, I never watch baseball anymore. Very rarely. It's boring, especially the Marlins. And just as luck would have it, the hockey game was over. Pretty entertaining game last night, by the way. Dallas tied up the series with Colorado. Pretty good game. And I flipping the channel, surfing a little bit. Wish I would have come across that 2020 piece you were telling me about. In fact, well, it was all the same. And what do I come across? The Marlin game is on. It's the ninth inning. They're down 5-3, and all of a sudden, here's this schlump. I never heard of him in my life. It's a like 3-run inside the park home run, and they go ahead and they win the game. Must have been the luck of Neil turning the dial, landing on the Marlin game that won the game last night.
Oh!
They paid me by the inning. Would I watch it again? No. So anyway, thank you very much, Miriam. God bless you, sweetheart. There's my check. Now maybe we'll see.
I thought it was going to be my bonus check.
Bonus for what?
For the ratings.
Oh, you don't have your bonus yet?
No, not me.
Well,
I don't get it
a
within
pretty
10
crappy
days like
contract, unlike yours truly. I already got my bonus a long time ago, mister. Oh, and by the way, speaking of that, you know, I was thinking about that this morning. Employee of the month has vanished. You notice that? Maybe times are getting tough. When's the last time we had an employee of the month?
Maybe they're just not telling us.
No, he puts out a big memo and makes a big song and a dance, and it's usually one of his ass-sucking buddies, you know, like Sam. When's the last time we had it, and who was it? The last time we had an employee of the month. Maybe the audience will remember. Maybe it was Todd Drick, asshole of the month. I think after that great rating that we had, I think I ought to be the employee of the month again for the second time, huh? I could sure use that $200.
You're not going to take the pin this time?
No, I didn't take it the first time, which is why I will not be employee of the month again. Everglades fire catch Smoky Paul. Smoke from an Everglades fire spread a gray film over skies in Broward up to Fort Pierce on Monday, prompting a barrage of emergency calls while rekindling fear that the wildfire season is still full of spark. You see all of these things? You fit them together? The year 2000, Armageddon? I was thinking that this morning. You know, these people, what kind of a mental case do you have to be to believe in a God that... You know, and they come up with this crap about, well, you know, good works alone won't get you into the kingdom of heaven. No, you have to believe what we believe. That's the only way they can peddle you their religion. You can be the greatest person on the face of the earth, but if you don't believe these ridiculous, unacceptable fairy tales, then you're going to burn in hell forever. That's a pleasant thought. God, I'm really depressed that I just can't be strong enough to believe in a God like that would have your soul twisting in pain for eternity. Just because you don't believe a series of ridiculous, crazy nonsense, lunacy. That's nice. And you wonder why the world is as screwed up as it is. But seriously, there can't possibly really be people out there who believe it. Can there?
Uh-huh.
Burning in hell? And the devil with a pitchfork? That smoke that's out there, it's right inside the building right now. I'm telling you, we better change our ways, mister. We better repent right now. Because I sat here in this chair yesterday, and I will confess, just like Jimmy Carter, I had lust in my parts. Oh, he ain't working today. Oh, thank God. Gives me a chance to, calm my brains back down. Isn't that what your brains are?
Both of them.
Here's a mobile in Tamarack. Hello.
I'm here to save your life.
All
Yes?
commercial buildings have fresh air intakes. Get your maintenance people to close the fresh air ducts.
The
And
fresh
or
air
seal
ducts?
Right. In other words, your house, you just recirculate the air.
Ron Copiel's got this great new machine where you can broil 2 ducks at the same time.
By a duct.
Yeah.
No, they got to seal the ducts off. And this way to stop.
How are they going to do that?
If they don't mechanically close them, all they have to do is put a big hunk of cardboard or a big giant piece of plastic, but somewhere in the exterior of the building, there's a fresh air intake.
We got to put a big hunk over our duck.
They got to seal the duct up. In your house, you recirculate your air. That's why you breathe better. The only time you get fresh air.
Let me tell you, the air in my house is absolutely smoke-free, okay?
Because
I walk outside on a patio, and you could gag to death way out in West Broward where I am, but inside, no problem at all. But here it is, and the irony of it is, because we're further east here, the smoke outside this building isn't nearly as bad as by my house, but inside I can smell it.
Yeah,
I can feel it. I'm just getting over my cold, and I'm gagging on it.
Right, and they're bringing in fresh air because it's the code, it's the law. They have to let in a certain amount of fresh air, cool it off, and then exhaust
I can
air
smell
out.
it.
But they got to seal it up on a temporary basis so that you can do a show.
And
it's going to cost them a fortune if you're not in tomorrow.
You really believe that that's going to happen here?
No, I thought I'd mention it to you. I'm trying to save your life.
No, I appreciate that. Oh, and by the way, I will be here tomorrow.
All right, good luck to you.
Okay, thanks. See you.
Bye.
I'll be here tomorrow because PJ's working on Hank's show tomorrow. No, I checked this. Huh? JP, same difference, okay? It doesn't make any difference. These guys with initials, all these guys with initials. Like we had JC, remember him?
I wanted it.
Yeah. JC and CT. All these people with initials. I don't know. What is that? JT Snow? 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. So George was telling me about this Dateline show last night, which ties right in with the Atkins diet. I did Atkins yesterday with only a little bit of just a moderation. Those little Dove, what do they call those things? Dove bars?
But the
little
chocolate
Dove
chunks?
chocolate chunks that have different flavors of ice cream inside.
Oh, the ice cream ones.
Yeah, the ice cream Dove things, like cherry and double fudge. Huh? Well, they're small. Of course, they're 15 in a box. Huh?
And how many did you eat?
Well, let's see. The first box is gone, and then about 4 or 5 out of the second box. And then I threw the rest of them out this morning. I threw them out. Well, no, that was my modification on the Atkins, and I gained 2 pounds on a scale, but nevertheless. But anyway, so George is telling me this thing, and this is not new. I wish I could think of the name of that book. Somebody will call in and refresh my memory about the caveman diet. That's not what the name of the book is, but it's very similar to that. What the hell is it? It's a real thin book, and it goes back to the fact that throughout the history of man has been a meat eater and a vegetable and fruit eater. In other words, if it occurs in nature, man eats it, which is why man has got teeth that are like partly like a part of a carnivore and partly not.
We're omnivorous.
Exactly. We eat it all. But anyway, see, you keep taking me back to yesterday again. We got to move forward, not backward. But and of course that ties right in with the Atkins. All these processed and refined foods and grains which make you fat, starch and sugar have only been introduced in the last few thousand years. Maybe, just maybe, that's one of the main reasons why we have all of these cancers, heart disease, etc., that were unknown for the most part. For the most part, I say, because they have found, like Egyptian mummies, with tumors. But it was very rare. So they tell us. So the good book says. So all you people out there that want to keep eating your crap, eating all that pasta. Now, of course, the Italians is an exception because it's in your genes. It's genetic. And they've been eating that for a long, long time, for thousands of years. And so they've adapted to it, evidently. We, on the other hand, we diabetics, Westerners, we have not. And as a result, it makes you big and fat and roly-poly and sick. It makes all kinds of evil, nasty things happen to you. So if you take away all that garbage and you go back to what they were talking about, which is primarily the Atkins, meat and cheese and a little bit of vegetables, not too much fruit, especially if you're diabetic, cut the fruit. And that's healthy for you. And you will lose weight in spite of that nutritionist bitch you were telling me about that was on there last night. See, as soon as they have on these shows somebody called either a dietitian or nutritionist, you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they're absolutely full of crap.
A fucking bitch.
Exactly. They haven't got a Chinaman's clue what they're talking about. Nutritionists and dietitians, they know nothing. They know even less than doctors, which is less than nothing about nutrition. So that like should be an inspiration, huh? Meat and cheese. Like I've said, there's nothing wrong with Atkins. All these people that get all freaked out about it. Oh, gee, that flies in the face. Yeah, it flies in the face of looking around, seeing all these goddamn fat people. And all these phony pills that they keep peddling you. You know, I'm going to tell you something. Sunday, every day is bad on TV as far as peddling crap, but Sundays are the worst. If they're not peddling some bullcrap religion, they're peddling these infomercials with these quack diet pills. Now, my favorite one, take an asshole like Steve Garvey, okay?
He's an asshole.
Former Dodger first baseman with a personality like a dead man. He makes Al Gore look like a Mexican jumping bean. That's how exciting Steve Garvey is. And he's peddling the Informal system. Have you seen that one yet? I told you about this. And there are two different pills you take. And the labels, I could print in my basement. I don't even have a basement, but I could print if I had one in my basement. More exciting looking packaging than this. Here's the one bottle, and it says exercise in a bottle. And the other one is fat burner. So this is perfect. You're lazy. You don't want to exercise. Oh, you don't have to do that. Exercise in a bottle. This pill will change your metabolism just like you were exercising. And the other one is the fat burner. Again, appealing to that psychosis about the idea that dietary fat makes you fat. Does it?
No.
Of course not. And we must have, 25,000 of the chitosan and all these other ones now? It's all quackery. It's like the low-fat garbage that they were peddling in the stores with your Entenmann's low-fat donuts. Eat 40 or 50 of them a day and see how skinny you get, right?
No.
God. One thing you can be sure of, if you see it on television, the odds are overwhelming it's a pile of crap. And that's sad. 26 after 10 at 560 WQAM. If you
Anybody have a heart or a liver?
No.
Join the NRA, toot your gun today. Have yourself some down-home Christian fun. We'll blow your friends away. We'll back you all the way. Defending your right to own a gun. When you think of all the benefits you're getting, life will be sweeter when you pack your heater. Carry a license to be deadly. Come on and join today. It's the American way. Be a member of the NRA.
Aim for the knee, aim for the chest, and always aim for the head in case they're wearing a vest. Sharpen your skin, feel more fun. We'll be there to defend your right to hold a gun.
Come on and join today, and you'll be proud to say you're a member of the NRA.
All right. 10:32 at 560 WQAM. God, I wish we would have had a camera in here a couple of minutes ago. During the break, I don't know what it was. I had a mouthful of my delicious Soleil sparkling water. Thank you, Sal. And just as I was about to swig it down in the water tube, George says, we were talking about the smoke in here, and he says, I feel like I'm about to swoon. And just the way you said that, I don't know, it was just something about it. I just all over the place. It was like a fountain, man. Even at the what's the place in Vegas now, the new casino out there. Even that water pishing out there, there's nothing compared to this. I think part of that Soleil is in another county by now.
I think you got some on the glass.
I spritzed it all the way to goddamn Monroe County, I think. God. Oh, that was unbelievable. But be that as it may, we have to keep plodding along here because we're here to grind out the money. I got my check today, by the way. Thank you very much, Miriam. Now life is worth living. Now I can probably, wheedle out a little bit till... that's my resolution now, seriously, along with taking a whole different attitude about things. Notice how much better everybody is feeling now that we don't care about things like, the sales department being a bunch of assholes and not servicing their accounts. We just don't care, We don't want our clients to feel bad about it. I mean, it's only your livelihood, but we just don't care. Too bad. You go out of business? Tough crap. We don't care. Doesn't affect us. We got a whole bunch of other suckers lined up out there, okay? You guys go out of business? Well, listen, there's a sucker born every minute. We'll put somebody else on the air. You are gagging and puking. And I was feeling great. I had my voice back. I'm finally over this head cold. And now we got more crap in here. That's life. That's this God you people got. Every time you get one nightmare, another piece of crap comes down the pike. Get up this morning, here's all this heavy smoke in the air. Here's Winwood. Hello. In fact, I'm not even putting it on the air. This guy, that's a medley of your material. How long did he wait for? About 10 hours? He waited since yesterday. He was on hold since 2 o'clock yesterday for that. Boring. You're really boring, sir. You're another one of those assholes out there with no material, with no life. Boring. In fact, why not join the NRA? They'll sell you a gun so you can commit suicide, okay, right away. Fully loaded. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. In fact, I'm going to do the reverse. You've heard about these guys on here that talk people out of killing themselves. If this guy calls back again someday, I'll talk him into killing himself and do everybody a public service.
What is number?
What is it?
What is number?
Yeah, what's his number, okay? Jackass.
305.
305.
326.
326.
7575.
326-7575. Yeah, call him up. He's evidently looking for some guy to date him, okay? Jackass. 326-7575. Call him up and tell him to blow his brains out. Make him an offer he can't refuse. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. Here's a mobile implantation. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing? Long
Okay,
time,
I was
first
doing okay
time.
up until that first asshole caller.
Unbelievable.
What a jackass.
I'm telling you something else. I heard a caller tell you to reset your computer clock yesterday to make it compatible for the year 2000 to check for it.
Yeah, I did check.
Well, there's another moron.
There's a what?
There's another moron. If you want to go and check your computer, you have to go to Microsoft.com/Y2K. It will give you a program that you can download. It takes about 20 seconds. And you'll be amazed that even Windows 98 is not compatible yet for the year 2000.
Really?
Yeah, none of these programs are compatible.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. It's not compatible. How come I put in a date yesterday on a check? I wrote a check for $1. Well, at least I canceled it, but I put up a check for $1.
Because it's not really just about the date. It's the way it interacts with other programs. The number 99 means delete in many programs, in many computers. So when they sell you a computer these days, the computer itself is ready for the year 2000. It's the software that's not. So if you actually go to Microsoft.com/Y2K.
No, but you're not responding to what I just said to you. I put in, I wrote a check yesterday in the year 2000 or in the year 00, and it didn't. There was no problem with it. It didn't change anything. It didn't.
Fine, but did you try any of the Microsoft programs? Once they turn in like a mailing program, like your Microsoft Mail, Outlook Express.
I don't do any of that stuff.
Well,
any of that crap. Now, I have no interest in any of that garbage.
They
should only croak.
Even Windows 98 itself is not fully compatible. They'll give you patches that would take about 6 hours to download.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And then another thing, I lost 30 pounds with Atkins, thanks to you.
There you go.
3 months. 3 months took, and I lost 30 pounds. And
I bet you feel great, too.
It does, but everybody, you know what it is? Everybody tells you. They scare you all the time.
You know, tell those people to drop dead, okay? And believe me, they'll drop dead a lot sooner than you will, okay? You're a hell of a lot healthier than they are.
Yeah, it's great.
You're
and by the way, I'm going
to
Amsterdam next month.
God bless you, sir.
Have a great day, Neil.
Alstublieft.
Bye.
Okay, one call left on the board here today. We got a bunch of deadheads again today. Got my voice back. Does it make a difference with this crowd?
No.
No, they got nothing to say about anything. Bunch of deadheads. Did we even get somebody call in and tell me what the name of that book was about the caveman? I think that was the name of it, The Caveman's Diet. It's a very thin book. It's an old book, and it talks about exactly what you were telling me about the Dateline thing last night. About ancient man being a meat eater and a vegetarian, and he used to eat whatever grew from the ground, fruits and vegetables, stuff like that. Not processed food, of course, because they didn't have the ability to do that, and certainly not grains. When they go to fatten up cattle, what do they feed cattle? They feed them corn and grains, boys and girls. That's what they feed cattle to fatten them up, so they're ready to slice their heads off and send them to the market so you can eat them, okay? And they can make a lot of money peddling them. You want to be fat, eat a lot of grains and a lot of refined, phony foods, and you'll be as fat as a cow, like most of us walking around, waddling around in this fat, sick country of ours. So thank God there was a P. Too bad I didn't see it last night. 22 before 11, and obviously none of you did either, because, like I said, these people have got nothing to say about anything. You're deader than a doornail, man. Yesterday I had to beat him with a goddamn whip. They like it. They like getting beaten with a whip. They like getting whipped and flagellated. And I don't give a crap. Because like I said before, that's our new attitude here. We don't care. Believe me, we don't give a flying at this station. We just keep going along, got a nice big fat paycheck in my pocket today. If they want to talk to me, fine. If they don't want to talk to me, F them. That's what I say. F them. F all of you. That's what I'd say. Just keep taking the money to the bank and depositing it. There you go. You know what movie I loved was Fame. Remember when he was playing he put the speakers on top of the taxi? And he was playing his kids' music, out in the streets in New York. And then the guy, they're all honking the horns, and he's going like this. He was great. That just came to mind. And besides, who wants to go to effing dance school anyway, Leroy? 21 before 11 at 560 WQM. If you're
560 WQAM presents Ask the Pussy, your chance to speak directly to the program director of WQAM. Hello, I'm the Pussy. Let's go right to the phones. Otis, you're on the air.
How did WQAM dream up those phenomenal bumper stickers?
Well, it's funny you should ask, because I just so happen to have a tape of that promotions meeting right here, so you can hear for yourself.
Any ideas for that new bumper sticker?
Yeah, how about 560 WQAM with yellow letters and blue background?
Great idea. Come here. Take me.
Oh,
yes.
go right where
yes.
it touch me. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Spread your legs. Yeah. That's it. No, don't put your legs there. Watch out for the legs.
And that's how it happened. If you have another question, caller.
Yeah, do you think the Marlins are going to win the Super Bowl?
I'm afraid that's something you'll have to ask our sports experts in the morning, but thanks so much for calling WQAM since you're the only caller we got. Please call again. We'll be back in a moment with more Ask the Pussy.
See, we would have understood how come there's such a lack of creativity in the promotions department if we realized that Sam was busy programming Power 96. But be that as it may, well, he got that Jordan Knight record on there. You know, he played this and he played that and he played with himself and played with Jordan a little bit and he got a Rolex watch and now it's a big hit.
Oh!
Go on, Sam. 2 letters to the editor this morning in one of the papers. I don't know which paper. It makes no difference. Right on target, too, by the way. Headline insensitive. Dragging death charges and pro football dreams, May 12th. What a stupid, uncaring headline.
Oh!
You imply that the dead woman, Ida Morel, was too old to have a dream or a life. The whole lead story by 3 staff writers is slanted to gather sympathy for the young killers. Imagine how her family feels after you're reading your crappy, disgusting, obnoxious, unacceptable piece of crap story. From Ruth Gordon in Boca. Atta girl, Ruth, right on. And Helen Lombardi in Hollywood about the same piece of crap says, criminal was not victim. Ray your story on May 12th, death-dragging charges and pro football dreams. Shame on you for portraying the perpetrator of the crime as a victim. This article sickens me, nauseates me, makes me want to get on the ground and puke, says Helen. You should save your soft heart for the family of Ida Morel. She deserves a page 1 story about her life, her accomplishments, her dreams, her character, and her family, and now she's dead, goddammit, because of these scumbag punks. And all you care about is somebody's goddamn pro football career is ruined, just like that girl, okay, her basketball career, that's right. What a bunch of pussies, man. All these, and see, it's not just adult athletes that they worship, even potential kids that maybe someday might have been great athletes. Oh my God, we don't care what scumbags they are. They deserve a 500 chance like Mike Tyson, who got out again yesterday for the 10,000th time. I wanted to get on my hands and knees and puke when I saw that he was waddling out of jail again. So he can do his bum of the month routine again, and a lot of you suckers out there will go,
only $50.
Put up your 50 or 60 or 80 bucks and watch another piece of crap. Man, a country that admires scumbags, the lowest form of slime, and we wonder how come everything's all upside down in this society, huh? The more aberrant they are, the more people that they butcher and beat up and whatever the hell they do, the more everybody just can't get enough of them. And speaking of that, by the way, talking about channel surfing, come across Channel 4 News last night. I missed the very first part of it, but I got just enough wind of it to find out. And I wonder what
Roy
thinks about this story. He's probably responsible for it. Guess who's thinking about moving to South Florida, boys and girls? Wait until you hear. Let me give you a clue.
Kill Nicole.
That's a little clue, okay? There's a 3-word clue for you. I'm going to tell you right now. Over our dead bodies, should we let this piece of crap move to this town? Oh, and interestingly enough, I was going to talk about a protest. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it ironic? For some of you right-wing lunatics out there who can't smell the coffee for the forest fire, that it was the ACLU that intervened on behalf of the Sanchez guy, that everybody was going to, like, disrupt the whole city over his stupid goddamn boat, and it took the ACLU to intervene, and guess what? He's getting his boat back. Oh! It's all over with now.
Did you see his middle name is Saul?
Yeah, Saul Sanchez. He's probably related to Jose Maria Solomon. Yeah, that kid in Conyers, Georgia, by the way, his name was Solomon. Did you see that? Doesn't that sound like a Jewish name to you?
Uh-huh.
Notice nobody's talking about that, and that's good because we got enough problems already, you know. J.T. Solomon. There's another guy that had initials, okay? J.T., J.P., P.J., C.T. Watch out for those guys. I'm telling you. But getting back to the important stuff, how do you like this? How do you feel about this murdering son of a bitch moving into our town? Okay? How do you feel about that? Of course, I know some people at this station probably having a party about it. Like I said, they were probably out house hunting with this guy. Or maybe head hunting. Are you going to be that but let me get back and finish the thing about, see, you tried to throw me off course there about the ACLU. See, all these people, the right-wing Cubans, which is a majority, they're always, oh, the ACLU, comunista, you know. Right. But all of a sudden they intervene on behalf of this guy, and they get this guy his boat back, and they're great guys all of a sudden now, the ACLU. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. What do you say? Should we let OJ move back in, and then we'll all, get together and form like a little posse? Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
First off, let's limp OJ. Second off, my wife and I have this argument all the time about the God issue. And let me tell you, if there was such a wonderful God out there, don't you think he would spread one word to everybody in the whole damn world and not have separate little gods everywhere?
Yeah. Instead of having a Virgin Mary show up on the side of a bank building, there would be a big message on Times Square, right there on New Year's Eve for the whole world to see, a message from God.
Yep.
But all the miracles happened thousands of years ago. Unfortunately, we don't see them anymore.
Did you ever see that George Carlin special on HBO?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was great when he started going off on that stuff. Yeah, but wonderful God that doesn't like to work on Sundays, but he needs your money.
And if you don't happen to believe no matter where, you could be the greatest person that ever lived, and if you don't believe a certain bunch of fairy tales, your soul is going to burn in hell forever. Isn't that exactly whatever you say? He said something about in hell, which probably really smells bad. Oh, can you imagine if you wind up in hell with somebody with bad gas? Oh, that's hell. That would be like getting stuck in a crowded elevator with a whole bunch of people with real bad gas for the rest of your life. Can you imagine that? That would be like worse than being here today with all the smoke coming in. 567. Seriously, what are we going to do about this OJ business, okay? Are you people going to just sit back as usual, since you're such a bunch of deadheads, and let this bastard, this piece of crap that nobody anywhere else in the world wants anywhere near their community, you're going to let him move here into the Grove or any other goddamn place? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
You're just going to sit back and you don't care?
Yes.
As if we don't have enough scumbags and crooks and murderers here already?
Yes.
God, are you people pathetic? Here's Plantation. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, man?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I held all that time. Right at the last minute, you stole my thunder, man. I didn't know if you had talked about the Cuban boat during your first segment.
No.
If the government gave it back for whatever reason, does that mean they were wrong for taking it in the first place?
Sir, let me ask you this. Who gives a crap, Who cares?
Well, no, I care a little
Who cares?
bit. No, because about all that, unpassive civil disobedience stuff that went on.
Well, yeah, but I care about that because that's not acceptable, because this guy didn't get his, maybe there was some injustice, maybe there wasn't, you can debate that, but the idea that they're going to tie up the whole goddamn community for one guy in his goddamn little boat?
And that's a precedent that's going to be repeated more and more frequently.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
And there are people who wonder why we have such polarization in this community?
Is that
you can't understand that?
Oh, it's beyond. But is that the only 22-foot boat available to these people?
Yes.
What's up with that? And if OJ moves to Florida, I guarantee he becomes a minister.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Okay, and I know who the first parishioners will be.
Roy!
They'll be there at the head of the list with two others of our bozos in this building, worshiping at the shrine of OJ. I mean, don't we have any shame at all in this town?
No.
567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. People who suck the ass of murderers, and why should I be surprised? Ted Bundy, all these other scumbags, David Berkowitz, they go to jail and they get marriage proposals in the mail from these desperate old porkers. The same women, by the way, that go down and stick their nose on the glass at the hockey games, before the game when the players are coming out to practice. Those same fat porkers that couldn't get laid in a pickle patch. Those are the ones. Crazy people. The same ones that ran out there to see Ricky Martin the other day. thousands of them. And George tells me this morning the word is they started lining up 4 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't get laid at a cucumber factory, these broads. Oh, and guess what? Also ain't going to get laid at Ricky's house. Believe me when I tell you that. Unless maybe you want to tie one on. Here's a mobile in Stewart. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. Couple things. First thing is, I guess it's better you than us. OJ was rumored to be moving to Vero Beach a couple years ago, and that kind of like fell by the wayside. And now he's looking to move to Miami. It's first I've heard of it.
That's what I said on Channel 4 News last night, so it must be true.
Too bad. The reason why I'm calling is I have a question about my wife's kind of a skeptic regarding the Atkins diet.
Why is that?
Well, she can't understand how you can eat all this fat and eat no carbohydrates.
Sir, let me say it again. Because there are a lot of stupid people out there, they don't understand the difference between dietary fat and fat on your body. They don't get it. Dietary fat has got nothing to do with making you fat unless you eat a lot of dietary fat along with refined carbohydrates. Then it makes you real fat, and that's what most of us do. Okay, listen, call me when you get a new phone, okay? And let me say it again. Refined carbohydrates kill. They are poison. And yes, we love them and we like them, and I eat all this crap, and I'm addicted to sugar, and I'm the first one to admit it. But that's what's killing all of us, is refined carbohydrates, sugar, starch, cookies, cakes, pastas, pies, pastries. That's what's killing us all. Donuts. Oh, sorry, Dunkin' Donuts, man. Oh, by the way, that thing they brought in that day was very good. Say, and you don't have to get sick from them. They can bring you that good thing like they brought me with the sausage and the bacon and the cheese. That was delicious. So there are alternatives almost no matter where you go to eating these disgusting, fattening, nauseating things. It's got nothing to do with what man is supposed to be eating. It's got to do with making people a lot of money. So if you want to be a guinea pig, if you want to sacrifice your health and your life, if you want to be a sacrificial lamb for the people at Entenmann's or whoever's manufacturing the crap that you're putting into your body, be my guest. It's a free country. If you want to kill yourself because, you know, for the Ben & Jerry's people, and I love their ice cream, but if you want to give up your body and give up your life and your health for them, be my guest so they can make a lot of money and kill you at the same time and send your blood sugar skyrocketing to astronomical levels that'll be off the end of the meter. That's right. Your meter will go tilt.
Was it NeanderThin?
I think that might be it. Yeah, it sounds like it. Great book. Thank you very much, by the way. I'm going to bring it in tomorrow. And the Atkins book, too, for Duff, who, well, what does he need the Atkins for? He don't look like he's overweight to me. I hear he spends a lot of time at that gym. 10:56 at 5, what's it called, Bitter Bottoms? 10:56 at 560 WQM. If you want...
Now showing in a theater not too far away, Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, starring somebody's little kid. Discover the true power of Hollywood favoritism that leaves professionally seasoned actors on the beach. You won't believe you forked over another $8 to provide a means for George Lucas to do weird favors for his friends. Won't you be proud of this little boy and his parents? I'm sure they're very proud, in spite of the fact he ruined the whole movie and trivialized a great film concept. Gee, I hope he doesn't hear this. You think I made him cry? Perhaps you're better off waiting for Star Wars 7, Edition 4, Attack of the Yeast Infection, starring the Olsen twins.
It's 11. I wonder if Jimmy is one of those. 11:01 at 560 WQM. So I mentioned yesterday's Steve Bosquet's column, an excellent column, by the way, about that goddamn right-wing governor of ours.
Jeb Bush.
And this Choose Life crap, these license plates that the state is going to make now. As of last Friday, just a few days ago, Bush's office had logged 48 letters in support of the tag and 1,121 against. How do you like that? In spite of the fact that we have all these crazy right-to-life people, and they generally are much more vocal and vociferous and calling and writing, etc., 48 in favor, 1,121 against. It says in a state with bumper-to-bumper traffic, the tag is certain to become a very visible symbol of the state injecting itself into the most personal and divisive political issue of our times. Nice going, Steve Bosquet. Right on, sweetheart. about somebody had the balls to tell it like it is besides yours truly. What a fascist goddamn governor we got, injecting a partisan political thing into the state where it's got absolutely no place onto our license plates. Choose life. How about choose shutting your mouth? How's that? How about choose mind your own goddamn business? How does that sound? Choose tolerance. Not bigotry, not imposing your bullcrap, your Stone Age crap on everybody else. I wouldn't be surprised. Next year he'll come out with one that says, shoot an abortion doctor for Christ. There you go. Why the hell not? That's his mentality. See, every family has got like a bad seed. He was the one. Because Daddy and the brother, I mean, not that they're great, but they're like moderate compared to him. He's like the fascist in the family. In fact, maybe even Hitler's folks couldn't have been all that bad, Oh, they were? Here's a lady in Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Neil.
Yes.
Now, a couple of things I want to talk to you about.
Yes.
Number one, what's wrong with O.J. being allowed to live in South Florida? If I understand correctly, he was found not guilty.
And he was also found responsible in a civil trial for the deaths of 2 people, which mean he'd done it.
Well, no, that doesn't mean
well,
he's
yes.
done it.
Let me say it again. Well, yes.
A lot of people want to believe.
Well, let me ask you this question. Are you black by any chance,
Yes,
ma'am?
I am.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I am.
Now, what if O.J. were white? Would you give a flying crap about him then? Would he be innocent then if he were white?
Of course he would be.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing, Neil. What about you?
What about if Ted
Neil,
Bundy?
what about the guys the cops that killed McDuffie and allowed to come back here and they live comfortably and nobody said anything about that? I sure
as hell did for 15 years, screamed and hollered about it.
But they were allowed to come back here. They were acquitted. And
I say send them back to Tampa where they belong with all the rednecks. That's where they belong.
Exactly right, but it didn't happen that way.
So in other words, because a mistake was made there, you want to have a murderer, a guy who murdered 2 young people in cold blood, you want to have him move into our community.
Neil, there's no way to prevent it. The law says, and our Constitution,
there's no way to prevent it.
Right.
There's no way to prevent it. How about when he was going to move to Vero Beach, like the guy said a little while ago, and the people up there said, just try it, goofball.
Well, some places it can, but Neil, you can't keep him out no more than you do a pedophile around here in South Dade, in Dade County.
Okay, well, let him move in, okay, sweetheart? We got a real welcoming party waiting for him.
Well, I think O.J.'s learned his lesson, but the next
he's learned his lesson. There you go. Yeah, he's learned his lesson. Must be playing all that golf that got him the message. Yeah.
Well, the Goldmans, they've stripped him of everything.
Yeah. Well, okay, go strip this, okay, my Schwarzer lady, go strip this. Isn't that amazing? Just like back when the O.J. thing was going on. I'm not saying that because we had many black people calling in saying, fry his ass. Thank God for them. But all of a sudden it becomes a racial issue because he was black. You think Ted Bundy should have been saved because he was white?
No.
Anybody want Ted Bundy moving into town if he were still alive?
No.
No. John Wayne Gacy?
No.
No. David Berkowitz?
No.
Albert DeSalvo?
No.
No. They're all dead. They're all dead. Maybe that might be the solution, right, O.J.? That might be the answer. I'm telling you right now, I'd be the first online to pull the switch. They stuck his fat ass in the chair. I'd be up there at Rayford so fast in Stark, Florida, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I'd get the Concorde. You'd have to race me to get there to pull the goddamn switch on that murdering son of a bitch. 567-0560, pound 560 on the 18th. What's wrong with O.J. moving in? Let him move in with Roy, okay? With Roy Foster.
Roy!
They're a couple of ass-sucking buddies. Maybe that's why Roy's got that bloody oozing stool. Here's Weston. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, listen, my wife's on the Atkins diet.
Yeah.
And she lost a lot of weight, and she looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you, over at Publix, they sell these Diet Atkins bars.
They suck.
But she loves the peanut butter.
Let me say it again, sir. They suck. They're the most grotesque-tasting swill in the history of the human race.
Yeah, but she likes them.
Well, I'm glad somebody does. Well, look at she married you, so what does that tell you? Bad taste. 567-0560. I mean, anybody that would honestly tell me that they like those Atkins bars, I did maybe 2 shows on that here a couple of months ago. That is the worst, the vilest tasting smarm. And if you look on the label, by the way, here's my good friend Dr. Bob, who also did that seminar with Julian Whitaker, by the way, which is embarrassing at best. I mean, I like Dr. Bob, don't get me wrong, okay? But Always advocating health and nutrients and vitamins and this. And you look on the label on those Dr. Atkins bars, and it's loaded with crap. Crap. Ghee. Yeah, that's right. That was one of them. It had ghee in it. And I said, gee whiz. Man, is that bad for you. That's one of the things that kills you is that goddamn ghee. Like ghee carbonate with Dallas last night. That's what Colorado was saying. He's killing us. Sounds good anyway. But and you know what? You know what it tasted like? It tasted like a penny. To me. Yeah, it did. It tasted like giving new meaning to the term badass. Oh, God, his wife likes him. Seriously, anybody out there that if you really like the Atkins bars, we'll have you institutionalized in no time. In fact, we'll get a twin cell, you and OJ, side by side for a little psychiatric exam. It's 11:08 at 560 WQAM. There's a
Kill Nicole.
All right.
Yo, I'm a nigger, you're a nigger, he's a nigger, she's a nigger, we're all nigger boos.
Oh!
I'm a nigger, you're a nigger, he's a nigger, she's a nigger, we're all nigger boos.
Yeah.
That's a word for greeting friends like all black people do. But whiteys want to say it too so they can sound real cool. I'm a nigger, you're a nigger, he's a nigger, she's a nigger, we're all nigger boos. Now the bigots have to find another word to use. It used to be real bad, but now it seems okay when African Americans address themselves that way. I'm a nigger, you're a nigger, he's a nigger, she's a nigger, we're all nigger boos. No longer the vernacular for racial abuse. It used to be taboo, a nasty thing to say, but now it's bandied all about by black folks every day.
Yo.
I'm a nigger, you're a nigger, he's a nigger, she's a nigger, we're all nigger boos.
Oh!
I'm a nigger, you're a nigger, he's a nigger, she's a nigger, we're all nigger boos.
Oh!
Simpson, Watson, Nixon, Quack, you're all included too. It really doesn't matter now, 'cause everyone is now a boy. Yo. Check it out. I be Grandmaster Spook. I be swishing my face, playing with my record. I be swishing it. I got rhythm. Start dancing, bitch. Put the lotion in the basket.
You know, it's funny that we should get into this discussion, and she should call about that, because yesterday when my blood started boiling and curdling, when I saw Mike Tyson had just gotten out and was waltzing into that car and being escorted off so he can make millions more dollars for being a jackass and a sociopath, and I thought to myself, when I think of the word nigger, there are two people that come to mind. One of them is Mike Tyson, and the other one, of course, is
Kill Nicole.
OJ. That's the definition of nigger right there, okay? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. We're searching, we're scouring again here today. Really desperate. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Neil. How you doing?
Good morning.
Just a couple quick questions for you, and to bring up an interesting situation with Columbine. I'm sure you've heard enough about it. It comes up, the topic is knowing a crime. They have these two kids who they have their names and have been interviewed and been in custody twice. Of knowing of what was going to happen, they signed out of school an hour prior to the incident taking place, and had been known to have been good colleagues with the two students.
Yeah.
How do you treat and how do you prosecute and how do you handle the two students?
I mean, you're asking me like it's going to make any difference with how I think about it, or do you
Well,
think
it's
about
an
it?
interesting topic. These two kids, do you prosecute them just for knowing of the crime?
Of course. Absolutely. Fry their ass. That's what I say, okay? Fry all their ass. Teach them all a good lesson. Oh, I like you, a Brooke or a Blake or whatever that one kid's name. I like you. Yeah, get out of here right now. Yeah, we believe that. Do we believe it? Huh?
No.
And this has turned out to be another John Bonet. They have a real problem with justice out there in the state of Colorado, whether it's Boulder, whether it's Denver, whether it's Littleton, no matter where it is. They just can't seem to get their act together. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Just like with Nixon. What did he know and when did he know it? Remember that? Of course not. Who's Nixon? Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what does taste like a penny mean?
That's your question, sir? That's your call? That's your contribution to the human race
We were
today?
talking about that a little earlier. I didn't know what it
Tastes
meant.
like a penny. Did you ever taste a penny?
No.
You never well, stick one in your mouth and see what it tastes like, okay? It has that dull metallic taste to it. Dull and metallic. Take a penny right now, sir, okay? Stick it in your take two of them. Stick one in your mouth, one in your
rectum.
In fact, just take one of them, stick it in your
rectum
first, and then put it in your mouth. And then I think you'll have the answer. God. That's like, how many weeks did we go through the thing where they were asking...
It puts the lotion in the basket.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I saw that movie, but what does that mean? Oh, man. Next thing, they're going to want to start about that, what year does the next millennium start again? Yeah, they're going to start that again. 600 open lines here today, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. OJ's moving into your neighborhood. Are you going to sit still for it? Is that it? No! Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I wanted to ask that lady that called a little bit back about her perspective on a certain thing that always pissed me off. About 6 months ago, you had some white garbage in Texas drag an innocent black man behind a pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
But about a month ago, we had a black kid drag an old lady about a half a mile through Boynton Beach after snatching her purse. Which one got national attention?
And what a shame, by the way, about his pro football career, his aspirations being ruined.
Exactly.
Like those two letters I wrote.
Which one made national media, and which one was like a blurb on the local page? And,
Yeah.
maybe you can answer that.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see the comparison. First of all, one was a lynching, and the second one was an accident. Even though it was a grotesque, it was a murder. But nevertheless, I don't see the comparison.
Well, I see the comparison only because of the fact that they were both very heinous crimes that were committed. That I really believe. My point being that I think that one of them got national attention because the victim was black.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, didn't Nicole get national attention? Nicole and Ron Goldman get national attention, and both victims were white?
I understand that.
And weren't all the victims of Ted Bundy white and it got national attention? So have a nice day, sir. Whatever you say. Oh. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
What's wrong? Calm down today, bro. You're out of
What can we
control.
do for you, sir? What's your topic? What's your story?
Oh, my God. I'm not going to say anything because you're going to...
Okay. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello. No material.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir. Finally got my voice back and a little bit of energy, and these people have got no material, so, calm down. Go ahead, sir.
You just alluded to the fact of your two role models for the N-word.
No, sir, it's not the N-word. The word is nigger. That's a word. It's not the N-word. That's right.
All right.
If we can say kike and faggot and spick and all these other words, then we can say nigger, okay? The N-word, my ass.
What is the white equivalent and what is the Hispanic equivalent, and who are your role models in those two different classes?
That's not what we're talking about today, sir. We're talking about niggers.
No.
We're talking about O.J. Simpson.
I think what you're talking
sir,
about
what we're talking about is people that want to move to this town who are murderers, who are cold-blooded scumbags.
You're also talking about society's trash. Is that right?
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't you say that is the definition of the word of the N-word?
See, he won't say it. Here's a guy that's got so many balls he won't even say the word. That's how conditioned this man is. You're like a bunch of little puppets. I mean, they were talking yesterday about the Godfather, and the puppet on the spring. You're like a little bunch of puppets. Where's Bert Tillstrom and Fran Allison when you need them? You know it. So conditioned you can't even say the word, can you? Can you say it, sir?
No.
No. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm a cigar-smoking, kishka-eating Godfather aficionado. How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, the new format should be all Godfather all the time.
Okay, well, tell me when your show starts. And maybe we'll listen sometime, but I doubt it, because the Godfather's like old news. 567-0560. See, here's another guy with no material. The new format should be, fill in the blank, the new format. I got your new format right over here. You know what's called, sir? A dial tone. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a lady mobile in Pinecrest. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Neil. I wanted to comment to the woman. I'm a white person who was here in the McDuffie killing, and I was outraged, and I hated the cops that killed him, and I protested and wrote letters and did everything. And I'm very offended that my black fellow human beings aren't as outraged that O.J. Simpson killed 2 people.
I wonder if she was. I wonder if she was equally outraged at all the kids that got murdered by the rioting people here in Liberty City in the aftermath of the McDuffie verdict. I wonder if she was outraged about that.
No,
about all the innocent bystanders that happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and got their brains gouged out with broken bottles. I wonder if that upset her or not.
I doubt it. And as a liberal, I am so offended that I stand up for what I believe in, and then if it's black crime on white people,
yeah,
it seems
then
to be
it's okay.
and I'm outraged.
Payback is a bitch,
and
right?
I hate O.J. Simpson, and I'll do anything to keep him out of here.
Excellent. Okay, thank God for you, sweetheart. There's one. I got finally one person. She's pissed off enough. She'll sign a petition. She'll do anything to keep that piece of crap out of this town. Anybody else?
No.
No. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I hope he comes here. I hope he moves in right next door to you. Whoever you are, if you're indifferent, I hope he moves in right next door to you to teach you a lesson. And I hope he like putts. Hey, I hope he plays putt-putt golf in the goddamn front lawn every day, and he stands out there sharpening his machete with an evil look in his eye in his spare time. Just because you don't give a crap about anything. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
One thing I never found out last week. Now that you mentioned OJ, what was the significance of his meeting with Roy down in whenever that was?
They're good buds. They're good pals.
Oh, well,
it wasn't a meeting. They went to dinner together. They're good buddies.
Little suck fest or something.
Well, they were sucking. That's right.
All right.
Heavy duty suction. 2X jocks.
Okay.
They're part of the fraternity, bro.
Okay. Right. You gotta be part of the club. You gotta
That's
be in
right. They're part of the club. That's right.
Listen, just real quick.
Just don't give OJ a club because he handles a mean one.
As long as it's not sharp.
Right.
Anyway, last week I saw, you'd be interested, I don't know if you've seen that Rooms to Go has a new television ad out, okay? I caught it last week.
I hope it's better than the one from Monarch Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The significance of it is their lead line in the TV ad is the guy is standing there with a sign saying January 1st, 2001, and he says, "What's the significance of this day?" He says, "It's the start of the new millennium."
That's right. I saw that. He's across the room, sir.
Yeah, I'm listening. And
oh, okay. I just didn't know, because there's, everyone seems to not be able to figure out when the new millennium starts.
Oh no, I'm not going to go back into that again. I was only kidding. I'm not going to waste one more second on that. It's very clear. Anybody with a brain bigger than a ball bearing knows that the new millennium starts January 1st, 2001. There's no point in rehashing it. Everybody knows that except dumb people, which we have a lot of.
I just figured that, it seems like a lot of the mainstream media don't seem to get it either. And
I mean, the mainstream media doesn't care about the facts. They care about the hype. They're making it it's a happening, man. It's an event. Don't you understand? It's something they can hype and get a lot of interest about and make a lot of money from.
And
they don't care.
And everyone has to goose step in the line and just follow along like blind.
Not us, man.
All
We're
right,
goose stepping in the other direction.
Keep up the good work, Neil.
Okay. We're goosing it in the other direction. Yeah, that's right. Why not let O.J. move in? I mean, what did he do that was so bad? What's wrong with O.J.? A country that admires, that not only admires, but that loves, that worships scum, trash, garbage. Mike Tyson gets out of jail again. Yesterday there should have been people marching in the streets protesting. How many aberrant crimes, how much violence does this man have to perpetrate? How many rapes does he have to commit before he shows beyond a shadow of a doubt he needs to be put away for a long, long effing freaking time? Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Neil. My point is, persecute a nigger, and I tell you, persecute a nigger, and you're going to have a riot. And then my point is, I tell you, I may be a white trash, but I had my friend last week who got kicked out by 5 niggers walking down on the street who was going home like a normal guy, and take out South Florida out of those niggers, and the crime's going to go down like almost to zero.
Yeah.
I tell you, it is crazy. It is crazy because they go to school, and they kill themselves at school, and I tell you, they're so niggers, they kill between themselves, they're going to kill himself. Because he's Haitian, it's because he's Jamaican, and because he's Hispanic and because he's white, and I tell you,
Jamaican, Hispanic, and white. Well, okay, that'll decrease the surplus population anyway, sir, whatever you just said. He said nigger about 200 times. Anybody else know what he said?
No.
No, he just said nigger several times. Well, he feels better now. At least he had the balls to say it anyway. That other guy, the N-word, he couldn't say it. He just couldn't say it. He's been conditioned by watching that stupid OJ trial again. The N-word. Jesus Christ. How about the A-word? You know what that word means?
He's an asshole.
That's the A-word. How's it going, eh? 11:26 at 560 WQAM.
Kill Nicole. I am guilty. What the hell? I got angry. I killed Nicole.
Here I am on the stand. I will tell it all about a man who no longer can be playing pro football. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. You turd, they see me on TV, and I hear them say, hey, you didn't hide that glove, OJ. Hey, you didn't hide that glove, OJ. Testify, I won't lie, like Cato trailing his defense makes no sense, led by Johnny Cochran. Now I see the jury look at DNA, gather round all the browns, let me hear them say, hey, you didn't hide that glove, OJ. Hey, you didn't hide that glove, OJ.
Nice treatment with that skin food on the end of it. 11:33 at 560 WQAM. We got Hank Goldberg show at 2. Jim Anderson 6. The Marlins and the Cubs. What did he say? He said, I'm moving in next door to that bitch I called before is what he said. I'm making a list now of people I don't want in my neighborhood. O.J. and Mike Tyson are number 1 and 2. Robert Downey Jr. and Ollie North are number 3 and 4. Huh? That evens it out. 2 dark guys and 2 white guys. 4 assholes. This could be a long list. People you don't want in your neighborhood. 56705, Joe Nasty. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Boynton Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a thing about the word nigger. The reason why nigger is so objectionable to a lot of people, as opposed to like spick or honky or anything, is because that's what black people were called by the Klan when they were being hung from trees, which happened in this country not too long ago.
Uh-huh.
So, unless you were,
No, I don't know.
You had of course you don't, because you or none of your family members were hung from trees.
If that's the case, then how come so many black people call each other nigger if it's so objectionable?
That's their business.
Oh, that's their business.
Yeah.
Are you black?
Black people did
Are you black?
No,
it didn't sound like it. Okay, so what makes you an expert, okay? That's their business. Militant, go back to New York, okay, with your militant, goddamn, disgusting attitude and your big mouth. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Maybe he's telling us from experience in his days in the Klan. Mobile in Miami, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Okay.
I know the guy who said he couldn't say nigger. Well, he asked a very serious question. He asked, what do you call white people and what do you call Hispanics? I'm Hispanic. You call them spicks. What do you call white people? You call them crackers. And those words have been used very, very, very often. So it really doesn't matter if they want to say nigger.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
Okay, whatever you said. Okay. Are these people making any sense to me at all?
No.
No. 5, 6, that isn't what the guy was talking about, but be that as it may, okay? Maybe they got waxy buildup today. Maybe it's all that smoke in the air. Do you think that might be it? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Oakland Park. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Just want to make a comment about where should OJ and Mike Tyson, them type of people go. I feel that, you know, we're wasting taxpayers' money by having these prisons filled up and everything. I think we should get a private island and put all these people there and just throw an atomic bomb and get rid of them.
That's what I said last week.
I think that's the best.
One of those islands off Alaska. Let's take all the aberrant, uncivilized people that have no respect for human life and put them on an island somewhere far away from everybody else. And if they want to kill each other, fine, okay?
There you go.
But leave the rest of us alone. That's what I say.
There you go. And I just wanted to ask you if you have any time. My wife wanted to listen to that song, My Prison Bitch. I heard it a long time ago, and we listen to you all the time, but just don't have time to call because we have a family to take care of and work all the time.
Okay.
Thank
you got it. See ya. Haven't played that in a long time. I think once this year would be good. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Pompano Beach. Hello.
Yeah, a couple of people I'd like to add to the list of next door. Like, how about Cat first, John Hinckley Burger.
What is it? Speak up, sir. Okay. Oh, my God. That... 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Oh, my God. Here's the ex-nun.
Hi there. How are you?
Okay.
One thing about that diet they were talking about last
I thought I was
night.
okay till I started taking these idiotic calls.
Oh, well, I have something to say about that, too, but I want to tell you about the diet
what a
first.
bunch of imbeciles. Yes.
They were also saying no cheese, no
Why
dairy
is that?
products, no dairy. No dairy whatsoever.
Because the cavemen didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. Cavemen didn't have dairy.
Yeah.
So that was neither here nor there. I wanted to talk about OJ. I just wanted to say that for all the OJ apologists out there, I want to know if he's moving into a black neighborhood.
I'm sure he's not.
Okay, how does he?
Any more than he's going with a black chick.
Okay, how does he afford a Grove home? I think those homes start between 800 and $1 million. 800,000 and $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe our good friend
Roy.
is pitching in to help him out.
Who loans him the money for this? Where does he get the money?
Beats
does
me.
he pay in cash?
He should be living in a tenement project somewhere.
Where's the IRS?
Because every
and all
dime
this?
that he's got ought to be going over to the family and Goldman family.
There you go. Where's the IRS and all this?
Beats me.
Okay. That's all I
Maybe
have
they're
to
at the auction. Maybe they're buying his used jockstrap.
All righty.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have a happy.
You too.
You too. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line.
God, Neil.
They say our love is taboo, that what we're doing is wrong. But I don't care what they say, because my love is so strong. They tell us we should be ashamed. We're not husband and wife, but I cherish each moment with you. I'm so glad you're in my life. You're my prison bitch, my prison bitch. You're not like other men. I'm glad we share a prison cell when lights go out at 10. I can't escape the way I feel, now that would be a crime. As long as I am doing you, I don't mind doing time. 'Cause you're my prison bitch, my prison bitch, and I have no regret. I got you for a candy bar and a pack of cigarettes. All right. At first you were resistant, but now you are my friend. I knew that I would get you in the end. Prison bitch, prison bitch. I guess that you were sent from up above. Yeah. Prison bitch. Prison bitch. bitch. And now you are my prisoner.
I'm your prison bitch, and you're a sex machine. I only have one request. How about some Vaseline? I'm tired of this prison cell. I need to get away. They sentenced me to 7 years, not 7 times a day. I'm your prison bitch, you nymphomaniac. I really hate these knockers that you tattooed on my back. I thought that I could break away, but now I'm losing hope. God, I'm tired of picking up the soul.
Prison bitch. Turn out the lights, 'cause I can hardly wait. Prison bitch. Prison bitch.
When I get out, I'm ready to go straight.
You're my prison bitch, my prison bitch. I'll never say goodbye. You're not like all the others. Too bad they had to die.
On the second thought, I think I'll say, if you want me to, your prison bitch is never leaving you.
Yeah, at first you were my cellmate, but now you're my soulmate. So come here, baby. Come here.
Oh, no, not again. Now I know why they call you a hard criminal.
Hang on. You're about to find out why they call this the pokey.
We sure love that Bob and Tom, don't we? 11:46 at 560 WQAM. See, I think not only should we, as a community, get together and send out a very loud and clear message, and that is, hey, OJ, if you want to move here, number one, we're pissed off about it. We don't want you here. Number two, your safety might be very much in doubt. You follow what I'm saying? You see, yeah. Because there are a lot of angry people who don't forget that fast, who will never forget. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing there?
Okay.
Neil, I got something you might be interested in. I've got the Nielsen Media Research 5 booklets for the television.
Yeah.
Wondering what's a program that you might recommend. Talk to me about the Nielsen.
Talk to you about what?
The Nielsen, these rating booklets.
What do you mean talk to you about? What does that mean?
Well, I've heard you say on the thing, you've got the Nielsen, they've got a lot of clout.
Yeah, well, whatever you watch, whatever you like, put it down and have a good time and have a great day. 567-0560. Talk to him about the Nielsens, okay? Talk to me about that young Florida Gator team that went up there and, Well, what is it? What is that? Talk to him about the Nielsens. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. God. Here's Miami Lakes. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was calling about the OJ case.
Uh-huh.
I think he'll be fine here, living here in Miami.
Why is that?
He's been here all along. There's no difference playing golf here or whatever.
No, he hasn't been living here, no.
Well, he's been here.
In fact, a couple of times he was looking for houses, or he whispered about maybe wanting to move here, and there was a very hostile and negative reaction.
Well, about the guy who called in talking about...
Do you want him here?
No, it don't bother me. I don't think he killed those people.
You don't think he killed those people?
No, if he did, he'll be in prison now.
Uh-huh. In other words, nobody who's guilty ever gets acquitted. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
And
but
what about the civil trial where they said he did kill him? What about that trial? Was that we just throw that out?
But just look at the facts. How can one...
Sir, are you going to respond to that, or you just forget about that trial? You just pick whichever trial you'd like the verdict of? Okay, have a nice day, sir. Okay, like I said, just exactly what happened before. Exactly carbon copy, man. Black apologist, OJ. He's our hero. He'd be a brother, and therefore he didn't kill them people. No, of course not. Anybody with a brain knows that he killed those people. Anybody even the slightest bit objective. I couldn't give a flying crap less about Orenthal James Simpson. I couldn't care less. He was, moderately irritating in his inarticulate way. Thank you, Joe Rosoli. for whatever you just brought us from Roth Office Supply?
Passes to the Expo Alfredo. Alfresco. Sorry.
Expo Alfredo.
Freudian slip.
You out of your mind or what? Oh, and he must be looking for a plug on this.
Yes.
Pain in the ass.
But he's got a better pamphlet for you.
No, that's not a better pamphlet. Oh, he's knocking stuff over in here. Jesus Christ. The Expo Alfresco, Hollywood's ultimate networking party. Oh, I hate that word, networking party. I can't stand people that use words like, I'm networking. And food tasting extravaganza. One admission price, gourmet food tasting, beverages, entertainment, Hollywood's best and biggest business trade fair, Wednesday, May 26th. That's tomorrow, 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. With all kinds of restaurants participating in the city of Hollywood and the Sun Sentinel and Planet, which we hate like poison because they're owned by the other company, Queer Channel. Don't stand around there waiting for more. If they want information, call 923-4000. God, is he a pain in the ass. 923-4000. We like the free stuff, but that's as far as it goes, Joe. Okay, it's a one-way street. Man. 10 till noon at 560 WQAM. Let's hear from 10,000 black people out there who think O.J. didn't do it, okay? That'll be very scintillating radio and very surprising to me. Won't it surprise me?
No.
Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Neil.
Yes, sir.
What's up, my nigga?
What can we do for you, sir?
Long-time listener. Hey, I just want to touch on the O.J. thing.
Touch it.
I really don't think he'll move here. I don't think he's that stupid. And even if he does, we'll just harass him to death and just run him out of town. Let him move in, get comfortable, spend all kinds of money.
Right.
And just run him out of town.
I think we ought to go and fart on his lawn for the first, wherever he is in. Seriously, I'll fart in his face.
I think the only place he'll be safe in any state is if there's a street that says Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard.
I think he'd be good in Alaska. I think he'd be great.
Right?
Juneau. Okay.
Have a good one now.
Sir. Joey Juneau, Alaska. 567-0560. Do you know he killed 2 people, by the way? And pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I don't think he killed them people because, I don't know, yeah. That's right. It was all just extenuating circumstances. The dog done it. That's what it was. Maybe Cato done it. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello, I'm calling into the last caller that you say you don't think he will move here. I would love if OJ moved here, and I would want him to move here because I feel if y'all start or whoever start harassing him, all that would start all over is a racial conflict once again. Just like you said.
A racial conflict? What difference does it make what race he is?
He's a murderer. But that's what you're trying to make it out of because he's black.
No, it's not. He's a murderer.
Let me ask you a question.
When those 2 people got murdered, what difference did it make what color his skin was?
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So what? If you was to go to jail, he's not convicted. He's not in jail. He's free. He's a free man. Yeah. So let him be free.
You let him be free someplace else.
Why? What's wrong with him?
Because we don't want him here. We don't want cold-blooded murderers here.
Who is we? Are you speaking
for
we
the people, man. No, we the people of the United States, dedicated to the proposition we don't like scumbags. We don't want OJ here.
So the one
we don't want his ass here. We don't care if he Clorox his skin white as the fallen snow. We don't give a flying crap. We don't want his ass here.
So what about the police that beat up Rodney King? Do y'all harass them and worry about?
Are they here? Do they live here?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Did you make a big issue out of that?
Yes.
I didn't know. I listened to you every day, and I didn't hear anything
the hell
about
I
that.
Didn't.
I can't tell.
How about the cops in New York that stuck the goddamn plunger up the Haitian guy's ass that the cop just changed his plea yesterday, by the way? How about them? Didn't I scream and holler about that and police brutality? But you only hear what you want to hear, sweetheart. So have a nice life and open up your ears. Same with every other goddamn minority in this country. They only hear what they want to hear because they got a professional chip on their frickin' shoulder, and I'm sick of it. Makes me nauseous. Makes me want to puke. Come on, go ahead. God, I feel better now. Maybe it's that smoke in the air. Did I say this and did I say that? You bet your sweet ass I did, but you got nothing to say about that. But if a guy who happens to be black kills 2 goddamn white people, then it's like, I don't know what it is. It's payback time or whatever it is. When you're dead, you're dead. And whoever pulled the trigger or stuck the goddamn knife in your throat, it doesn't make any difference what color their skin was. Okay, sweetheart? We don't want scumbags here. And that's what he is. He's a professional goddamn scumbag who's got a real smug, arrogant attitude like he got away with it and nobody knows, okay? Like his stuff don't stink. because we got a few people in this building that suck his ass. You know what I'm talking about?
Roy!
Right. Here's a mobile in West Palm. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Listen, the last couple of callers about the OJ thing, I mean, it's really pointless to try to discuss it with them because no matter what you tell them, I mean, it's like playing handball up against a curtain. I mean, you're not going to win with them, and they don't understand. They really believe
I don't care whether I win with them or not. I'm going to express my opinion, sir. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it, and I'm not going to sit here and pussy off like some of these other pussies out there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but
I don't want them in this community. We got enough scumbags in here. We don't need to invite murderers to come in here and live in our midst.
I agree with
and
you,
make him
too,
into a
but,
celebrity
you know,
again, so a bunch of people can go there and grovel at his feet and suck around for an autograph like Sam Douchebag.
Wow. I mean, you're not going to win with those people because in their minds they truly
Sir, did you
believe
hear what
that
I
he
just
didn't
said?
do it.
Have a nice day, sir. He just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. Don't care whether I win with those people or not. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Biscayne Park. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Tony from Biscayne Park. I'm up in Stewart on the mobile. How you doing?
Okay, Tony.
Well, I think I just may have saved your date for you. You know why?
Why is that?
Because as you know, I'm definitely a Schwarzer.
Yes.
I also practice criminal defense, and I say OJ is guilty as hell. And when he comes down here, let us know where the picket line is forming. I'm signing up.
All right. All right, Tony.
And I will share with you a saying that comes to mind. We've had it on our side of the tracks for quite a few years, but whenever OJ's name comes to mind, it pops right in. And I'd like to share it with you.
Yes.
You can take a nigger out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of a nigger. That's my opinion of O.J. Simpson.
Okay, Tony.
And in closing,
yes,
on another subject,
yes,
is there any likelihood that
No.
that we're going to get Mike Lang as the Panthers announcer? If,
how can you comment on that until we see what happens with the Pittsburgh franchise? I mean,
Well,
it's really putting the car way before the horse. I saw that Barry Jackass put that in the paper a few days ago, but how can I
well, I
comment
didn't want
on
to
it?
attribute it, but yeah.
Sure would
I
be
didn't-
great.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
good to
would.
me.
I love Mike.
Amen.
Okay, hang in there, Neil.
Okay, Tony, we're hanging.
There are a few of us out here who do believe in the truth.
Don't say hang. It's a bad word. See you, Tony.
See you later.
Okay.
Huh?
It's a bad word for our kind, Tony. 11:57.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Peeping through the keyhole, watching Mom and Dad. Peeping through the keyhole, the most fun we ever had. Mom and Dad were playing tag right there on the bed. Mommy used her boobies as a pillow for Daddy's head. Mommy's head was bobbing. She almost got whiplash. I don't know what she was drinking, but she got a milk mustache. Peeping through the keyhole, ain't sure what I see, but I sure do like it more than anything on TV. Mom and Dad were hooked together like my Lincoln logs. Last time I saw something like that, Mom was yelling at the dog. Dad was breathing heavy. Mom was on her knees. He must have had a boo-boo cause she kissed him where he pees. Peeping through the keyhole, watching Mom and Dad. Peeping through the keyhole, the most fun we ever had. But we watched a little longer, and I started to get sick. If Daddy's name is Elmer, why Mom asked for Dick? Daddy groaned and his eyes rolled back. Mommy wanted more. She climbed back on top of him, but all he did was snore. Peeping through the keyhole as the minutes pass. I can't wait to try this out on some girl in my class. Well, I can't wait to try this out on some girl in my class.
Okay, 12:02 at 560 WQAM on a real boring Tuesday. Well, it's boring to me because this audience is in a coma as usual. Nothing gets them worked up to a frenzy. And, of course, the only people that call in are the people making these ridiculous statements, trying to, they get all bent out of shape when they hear the truth. They can't stand it. And I'll guarantee you they're going to burn in hell. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. That's right. You consort with OJ and you're going to burn in hell forever.
Roy!
I'll tell you that right now. You'll have bloody, oozing stools in the afterlife. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Hey, maybe you should ask George to screen some of the brothers and sisters that call up and say that.
Why is that?
No,
We
no.
don't screen call.
No, not screen. I'm not talking, but not to say you be and he be and y'alls. We don't want to hear that.
Okay, we don't want to hear you. Okay, asshole. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. Y'all get a brain, okay? Call us back when you get a brain. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Yo, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
I'm a 32-year-old black man that thinks OJ did it.
Yeah. You don't think he did it. You know he did it.
Well, exactly.
Anybody with a brain knows he did it.
Okay, but that's not why I called. I want to address the question as to why we call each other nigger.
Yes, sir.
Because we were taught to desensitize the word.
Mm-hmm.
By saying it so much, as you would say.
I think you learned that from me, right?
Well, no, not really.
Sure you did.
It wouldn't mean anything. However, when someone of another race calls
Let me ask you this. What do you like better, Bojangles or Churches?
I don't eat neither. I like Kentucky Fried.
Kentucky Fried. Now we're talking. We got one right next door here.
Like I said, when someone of another race calls one of us a nigger, it's done out of racial malice. It's done out of spite. That's why.
How do you know that?
Because every time I've ever been called one, it was in a confrontational situation.
Yeah.
Now, I can't speak for every.
Well, it all depends on who's doing the speaking. If I say that Mike Tyson is a disgusting nigger, it's not that because he's black. It's because of what he is.
Okay, but why would you call him that, Neil?
Because that's what he represents to me. He's a black person who's a stereotype, who's a stereotypical scumbag. He represents the scumbag.
I will agree with that. But can I say something? I don't want to make a social commentary, but however, based upon...
Go ahead, make a social commentary. And then
based upon the last few calls you had on the radio, we have a long way to go as a society, Neil.
Yes, we do.
Where does all this end? We're going into, as I hate to say it, the next millennium.
Yeah.
And we still can't get over race. I don't understand.
We still can't get along. That's right.
I don't understand it.
All I did was mention that we had a murderer coming into town and wanted to live here. His name was OJ, and all of a sudden we started getting a whole racial thing. That's right.
Okay, as far as that's concerned,
if Ted Bundy was still alive. Okay, your phone just died. Okay, call him back at Kentucky Fried. Tell him those Zinger sandwiches ain't too bad. No, seriously, if Ted Bundy were still alive, is there anybody in their right mind, black, white, indifferent, that wants him in this town?
No.
Of course not. But why is it that if we bring up somebody who's black, like Mike Tyson or like O.J. Simpson, that right away we have to bring the race card into it again? Didn't we already use the race card? Christ. And you know which card it was, too, by the way. You know which card it was, George? It was the Ace of Spades. That's right. Where do you think that expression came from? That's what Johnny Cockring told me. Here's a mobile in Palm Beach. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
About a year ago, F. Lee Bailey, who said he couldn't pay the government taxes on something that he owed, bought a house.
Yeah.
Bought a house in Manalapan.
Yeah.
And then let it out to the people here in Palm Beach that he bought it for OJ and his kids. Well, that started a clamor, and the people of the of the island, we have a meeting with the officials of Palm Beach, and they popped off a letter to F. Lee Bailey that said, we don't have anything against someone of color coming, but we have a problem.
Not in Palm Beach.
We have, we don't. But we don't have. But the problem is
maybe a Jew we wouldn't want to live.
The problem is having a criminal live here, and so he's been, hunting around supposedly, and supposedly his buddies are going to buy him a house. But, we don't want OJ, and we don't want Mike Tyson. Unfortunately, they are of color, but if they were white, we don't want criminals, and we don't want attorneys like Roy Black who defends these criminals.
Scumbags, yeah.
We just don't want it. We don't need it, and that's that.
Okay.
So my vote's against him coming.
When in doubt, keep him out.
Okay.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Okay, now wait a minute. What I just say, there was Barry Dreck. I wonder if he's kin to a Todd Dreck. There, probably. You think so?
Uh-huh.
We had Barry Dreck, and we had Alan Dershowitz and Bob Shapiro. So we had three Jews, and then the one Schwarzer there, Johnny Cochran. Did I leave anybody out on the defense team? Flea. Oh, yeah, but he's just an old drunk. He don't, old Irish drunk. He don't count. So what do you think, Flea?
That fucking bitch.
Oh, he's upset about the caller? Or he's just drunk again? Oh, God. I saw a thing on A&E or one of those few days, maybe it was over the weekend, about the Boston Strangler, Albert DeSalvo. Oh, isn't that interesting, the way things in life fit together? I was at Walgreens picking up a prescription last night, and there was a guy wearing a DeSalvo's T-shirt in there. Remember many years ago, I think before your time, they were a sponsor of mine, back when they were good, about 100 years ago, before they started expanding. And I looked at him, and I saw his DeSalvo stand. He looked at me kind of like with a knowing look, but with like a dirty look, and like, and didn't say a word. And I thought, gee, I wonder if he's upset over the fact that I mentioned that since they expanded that I wouldn't send my dogs there to eat. Do you think that might be it? Well, I was DeSalvo's, and then, of course, I was just thinking of Albert DeSalvo, who got killed in prison, by the way, and there still is some doubt as to whether he was really the Boston Strangler or not. What do you think F. Bailey would say?
That fucking bitch.
9 minutes past noon at 560 WQAM.
I want to bang you in the butt, honey.
Ahora, en Univision, es el show de esta noche con Hey Leno.
Have you heard about this show? Have you seen about this show? El Presidente Clinton. Hey, boy, horny, huh? Oh, yeah, you kidding me? That's my bird, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Y mañana, señor Tom Broca tiene un in-depth examinación de la Red Light Distrito de Amsterdam.
Esta es Tom Broca en Nueva York. Yo tengo un reporto de las señoras que danzo en el buffo por dinero.
También te gusta Ross, Rachel, Phoebe, Mónica, Joey y Chandler en Amigo.
Oh, mi esposa es una lesbiana. Eso muy cool.
Finalmente, en la película de Late Noche, mucho más préstases en 3D. Solamente en Univision.
Okay, enough of that crap. 12:15 at 560 WQAM. We have a couple of open lines if you want to get in with your perspicacious observations on why everybody in this country hates each other. We don't hate anybody. We just don't want scumbags moving here, okay? We're trying to get rid of the scumbags. We don't want new ones moving in, do we? Do we want new ones?
No.
Goddamn right we don't. F&A, man. It's bad enough we got those French Canadians coming down here 3-4 months a year. Here's the mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
You know what? This is my take on that whole minority thing. Tell me, I want to hear what you think after I speak.
Okay.
I think a lot of the minorities, not all of them. I'm not talking about all the people in the minorities, but a lot of them.
Of course not.
They don't.
Just most of them.
Well, I'm not going to even say
most of those
I
minority types, yeah.
I don't think it's most of them. I'd say maybe about 50%.
The overwhelming majority of those stinking rotten minorities, yeah.
Well, yeah. Let me just finish. I just don't think they look at things in an objective manner.
Virtually every one of them, yeah.
Everything's so subjective. Everything's to them. They don't look
the words you're looking for: professional fill in the blank, professional Cubans, professional Jews, professional Spartans, professional faggots, professional you fill in the blank. They walk around with a big fat chip on their shoulder, and they observe everything with a jaded view, as opposed to just being thinking and breathing human beings.
Listen, I just want to say one thing. I'm Jewish, but I don't look at everything and hate every German, right?
Yeah.
But they did a study. I don't know.
I bet you don't have too many Arab friends, though.
Actually, I have one. I do have one Arab friend. He's from Iran. But I don't care. Judge everyone on an individual basis.
I saw him last week. Iran.
But
like a son of a bitch.
Let me just say something though.
Yeah.
They did a study and they ended up showing that blacks in general are 8 times more racist than whites. And people leave that out. 8
times. How do you like that?
And if you say this out in the public, you're deemed as a racist. It's because it's not politically correct.
What do you mean down in Publix? Who are you talking to at Publix?
I said in
my
public.
friend Andrew. Oh, in public. I
in
said
public.
Publix.
You know, if you're at a cocktail party, you say this, you're going to be deemed as a racist. But it's the truth, and people can't deal with the truth.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's for damn sure.
And we live in such a damn politically correct country.
That's why they can't say the word nigger, because they've been conditioned. Oh, you just don't say that in polite company. Why the hell not? What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they say in the rap
like the guy said before, the more you say these things, you desensitize the. Except on the air, sir, you can't say what you want. Guy said, crap. Now, I noticed they said that on Much Music last night on, but that's in Toronto. That's in Canada. They say crap on the air. That's all right. Can you say it here?
No.
No, because that's the American effing way, man. Because we got a bunch of old farts up in Washington who just made it up as they went along. Not for any particular reason. Oh, here's a list of the things you can't say. Based on what? Oh, don't ask questions. We just made it up. Like excretory activity. And why not? That's part of life, isn't it? Yeah, but you can't say that on the air. Don't ask questions, okay? We told you. Just don't say it. It's still legal to take a crap. You just can't say the word. Here's Homestead. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
I have just a few points. First of all,
we live here in Florida. I think we already got enough OJ. We don't need no more.
We got enough scumbags here already. That's right.
Yeah. And secondly, I don't know if you called on Channel 10 News last night. They were over at the house that he's supposedly looking at in the Gables.
I thought it was in the Grove.
Or in the Grove, that's right. And they had his neighbor, the guy that would be his neighbor on there, and they asked him what he thought about it.
I didn't see that. What did he say?
He's like, oh, I thought it would be great. I love OJ. I've always loved OJ.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I about lost it. All my dinner came up.
Are you serious?
Swear to God. And one last thing in closing. If he moved in next to me and him be riding to the Everglades in my white Bronco, and I'd be bringing my Ginsu knives.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Okay. How do you like that? The guy that he wants to move in next door to, oh, I love OJ. All right. Probably Sam Douchebag. Probably knows Sam. Another celebrity licker. You go, OJ. You go, boy. I'm serious. The people in this country, you wonder about these kids shooting each other up in school, like it's a surprise that we have mentally ill kids. Where do you think mentally ill adults came from? We have so much mental illness. Remember when Reagan let everybody out of the nut houses back in the early 80s because we didn't have the money for it, so we just put everybody out on the street? Now we have an epidemic of crazy people running around. Don't say crazy people, because then Rosalind Carter will get on your case. That bitch. That Looney Tunes. 567-0560, pound 560. How do you like that? So I say, if the guy wants to, of course you have to ask all the neighbors, I guess, not just one. But if the people in that hood want OJ moving in, more power to them, okay? More power to them. Just make sure you give out the address. Here's a mobile in Parkland. Hello.
Hey, Neil, we ought to do what the French did. Now, you know, I'm not a big lover of the French, but when Ira Einhorn is ostracized in his little village that he's hiding out in France, he can't walk outside and get a newspaper. He can't go to the store.
Yeah.
People won't talk to him. They think he's disgusting. If OJ moves in,
I thought he was coming back to Philadelphia for...
No, unfortunately not yet.
Oh.
They're still arguing it out in court. But in the meantime, the village that he's hiding out in, this murdering coward...
Yeah, I saw that piece, yeah.
Yeah, people will not talk to him. They will not give him the time of day, and that's what we ought to do with OJ.
Of course, when the French don't talk to you, they're doing you a favor.
I understand, well, of course. But remember, Neil, that not only did he kill a young man, but he severed the head of this woman, his wife. I mean, he is a bad, bad guy. And if anybody still has doubts about it, on June 1st, on HBO, one of the jurors in the civil trial is she's coming public, and she's going to come public with the whole trial, and she's going to tell exactly what happened, and she's going to talk about how horrible this man really is.
Okay.
And I urge everyone to watch it.
June 1st on HBO.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, my God! It's a severed head!
Yes, severed head, the new fad that's sweeping the nation. Everyone who's anyone has got a severed head. And if you think it's not for you, then just listen to this dramatized version of an actual letter sent to us by a satisfied severed head customer.
Okay, that makes $623 for all your Halloween candy.
Well, $623. Isn't that a lot for a bag of candy?
Well, it's our finest mixture. You do get the caramel corn balls, the tapioca sugar daddies, and the juice-filled wax pumpkins.
Well, I guess it is a good deal. Except for this severed head in the middle of the Zagnut bar.
Sweet bejeez! I'm so sorry. Please let me give you all this Halloween candy for free.
You'd better.
Yes, a severed head is your ticket to thousands of discounts and freebies worldwide. So pick up yours today. And remember, if it's not dead, it's not severed head.
22 past noon at 560 WQAM. Where are we going? Let's do a lady in Miami Lakes. Hello.
Hello, Neil. I love you, baby.
Uh-huh.
But anyway.
Be that as it may.
Be that as it may. Wasn't OJ acquitted?
In the criminal trial, yes.
Okay.
Not in the civil trial.
Okay,
no.
now he's paying for what they're saying they think he did.
Yeah, except for the NFL pension money, all that big bucks that's
well,
exempt.
I have nothing to do with that. You know, a jury of his peers acquitted him.
In one trial,
In one trial. He came back again in the civil trial,
and
they accused him. He lost.
They didn't accuse him. They convicted him. They said he was responsible for their deaths, which means he done it.
In the civil trial, they say he did it.
Yes.
These are all his peers. One group of peers said they don't believe he did it.
No, they weren't all his peers. The people in the criminal trial weren't all his peers. They were a bunch of schleppers. They were mostly...
but the civil trial, they were his peers.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Some of them were and some of them weren't.
See, the thing about it is...
Well, what difference does it make whether they were his peers or not? You saw the criminal trial. You saw the games that they played in there. They played their race card. He could have killed 3 people in front of the goddamn jury, and they still would have said not guilty and given him the Black Power salute.
That is what the defendants' lawyers are supposed to do. They're supposed to bring out every card they can to get him off, and they did.
So what does that mean?
So they got off.
So they played a game to get him off, but he still is a murderer. What difference does it make if he got off or not?
Okay, see,
so in other words, what you're saying, if Ted Bundy would have gotten off, you would want him to live next door to you?
No, my point is, I don't want OJ moving next to me. I don't. I think the guy did it.
So then what's the point?
My point is, he was acquitted.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to sit around here and be judge and jury to everything that's going on when we set up a court system.
In other words, you have nothing to say about the people you want moving into your neighborhood? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I don't have.
If somebody is a convicted pedophile, would you want him living in your neighborhood molesting your kids?
No.
So then what are we talking about?
But who say he will move in my neighborhood? And
well, he won't move in your neighborhood. See, it's easy for you to talk because he ain't moving anywhere near you, honey.
Am I on the legs?
No way. He's going on the white side of the tracks in the Grove. He don't want to be too close to your kind.
Oh, that's terrible.
He likes the white kind.
But you know what, Neil? I love your show.
That light-complected blondes, like Nicole and this other bitch he's got now.
Well, see, I feel sorry and sad for the whole situation. I wish it were not to have happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know which way to go with this.
What do you mean by that? Which way to go? Just stay away from him is my suggestion.
Well, I'm not an OJ fan.
Because don't forget, he said... I killed Nicole. Yeah, he said that.
I'm not an OJ fan, but I can't tell this man where to live. And if he buys property in anyone's neighborhood...
So in other words, if he moved next door to you, you'd find that okay?
It wouldn't be that I would find it okay.
If you saw him sharpening up his Ginsu knife set out on his front lawn one day with a golf club in one arm and a machete in the other... Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
But I just told you, man, I'm not... I totally disagree with a lot of stuff you say, and then I agree with some, but this is America.
Yeah.
And if you are acquitted of a crime, you should be left alone.
Right. He can go live in Alaska. I think he ought to be left alone. That's a good place for him.
Well,
maybe North Dakota would be good.
You want people to
maybe Idaho
all
would be
of
good.
Neil Rogers'
he'd be good up there in Idaho with all
those
those white supremacists up there. He'd fit in real good with them for about 5 minutes.
So do you think all of Neil Rogers type people should go and live wherever we send
Neil
you?
Rogers isn't a murderer, okay? I'm not a threat to anybody else. I don't murder anybody.
You are a threat to people.
Why is that?
Because of your sexuality.
Because I'm a fag, is that it?
No, I wouldn't call
you a threat to anybody else. I got news for you, honey. You've got plenty of fags right in your neighborhood right now.
And that could influence our young people. It's a lot of it. You know that. People
I know
call
what.
the station every day and criticize you for your sexuality.
I couldn't care less.
Okay, well.
And that doesn't mean
that
doesn't mean I'm harming anybody else. Don't you understand the difference? Don't you see the difference? Yes, I do
understand the difference.
So what are we talking about? It sounds to me like, in spite of all the denials on your part, that you want to make an apology for a goddamn murderer.
I don't.
Okay. That was great. Took a long time to get to it, but she said the F word. All right. Oh! And you're right, sweetheart. It F's up a lot of times. 1226 and 560 WQAM on the...
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
Take me out to the OJ. Take me out to the trial. Buy me some ice cream and watch it melt. We'll know how Nicole and Ronald mixed out, 'cause it's root for that hero. If he wins, the jury's insane.
Roy!
'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 Saturday in the OJ game.
All right, 1231, he's going to be moving into your neighborhood, make no mistake about it, whether he be white or black or purple or green or whatever he be. He's a hell of a guy. 567-0560, pound 560. And what am I getting worked up? He ain't moving anywhere near me. What do I care? You want him by you? More power to you. He ain't moving by me, believe me, okay? He ain't moving out there in Plantation Acres. I can guarantee you, I bet dimes to donuts. I'll bet you the check in my pocket against 50 cents that he ain't moving nowhere nearby me. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, you'll see, man. There's so much food you can't eat it all.
Really? Well, send some over here then.
Order me, it's Karen. Order me,
no.
And then I'll give you the money.
No, okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. Here's my... Okay, great. Thank you. 567. I see he heard the one bitch do it. Now all of a sudden it's like an epidemic. It's under his skin. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. And out of control now. They're just losing it rapidly. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
OJ's bad news. I'd like to say I just got back from Amsterdam.
Uh-huh.
Getting ready to go over to the, what the hell? Hang on one second. Can you hang on a second?
Yeah, I'm here. I'll wait.
Hang on.
We got nothing but time.
Anyway, just got back from Amsterdam. Great time over there.
Yeah.
Going to start the Atkins back up.
Uh-huh.
And I just tell you, if he moves in, I hope it doesn't last long. I was listening earlier. I noticed you played the old prison bitch song there.
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe since you're in an old time thing, maybe we could get that bridge tender song going.
Yeah. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a mobile in Lauderhill. Hello.
Yes, sir. Hi, O'Neill. You know, here I found out in America.
Wait. Slow down. What language are you speaking?
I said, here in America, when you black or white, whatever, if you get the money to pay the lawyer, if you get the money, the big amount of money like O.J. Simpson had,
right,
you can get away from everything, you know.
Justice for sale, yes.
It's not like Ted Bundy, you know. In the old days, they didn't have the lawyers. Like today, they got evaluated, you know what I'm saying? They got educated, and they know how to get all the criminals, how to be, you know, it's crazy now today. If you get the money, you can get away from everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he had the money.
Yeah.
So today he had the money. So he got away with it.
Yes.
That's right. He would have been white or black, whatever. He had the money. But I tell you, it cost him a lot. It cost him a lot.
Well, what about the two people that he murdered? Do you think it cost them a lot, sir?
Oh, yes, it
Are we
does
supposed to
cost him
feel
a lot.
sorry because it cost him a lot? I mean, the way you say that, I don't know. What do you mean by that, cost him a lot?
It cost him a lot of lawyers, but the thing is, you cannot replace life with money.
Yeah.
Those parents there, they lost two kids, you know, the kids, whatever, you know, and they lost a family. But I tell you, he was maybe black. I tell you, he was black.
Okay, call and tell me some other time. I'll tell you. He keeps threatening to tell me. You don't want to tell me. Anybody understand what he was talking about?
No.
No. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. They're apoplectic now, baby. They're tongue-tied. They're so worked up about this. All I did was say, in passing, I saw a piece on Channel 4 News last night that this murdering son of a bitch is talking about moving into our town here, and are people pissed off about it like I am? That's all I said in passing. This murdering son of a bitch. And now all of a sudden, bada beep, bada boop, they're like foaming at the mouth. You would have thought I said the year 2000 is the beginning of the next millennium or something outrageous like that. That's how psychotic they're getting about this. Here's Liberty City. Hello.
Yes, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Yes, I am black, and I can handle the truth. Now, I was listening to a call that I called a few minutes, 10 minutes ago, about how black people is 8 times racist than white.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bunch of bull.
Crap.
Bull crap.
What is it, like 6.5?
So is that.
Three times? I mean, how can anybody come up with a study like that anyway? Where do you come up with a number like that?
I don't know. And you're talking about O.J. Let me ask you a question, Neil. I'm being honest. Are you racist against black people?
No. I just don't like murderers. Do you?
No.
What difference does it make whether he's black or not? What's that got to do with? You're doing the same thing they did in the trial. All I did was say we don't want O.J. moving here because he's a murdering son of a bitch, and all of a sudden we got every goddamn black. If I get 2 calls a week from black people on this show, it's a miracle, and this guy hangs up on me. This guy hangs up the phone. That's the kind of conversationalist he is. And now we've had, 682 calls from black people since noon? Because I mentioned O.J. I said the magic word, O.J. We don't care whether he's black. There's plenty of black people living in everybody's neighborhood who aren't murderers. Nobody with a brain cares. People who care about their quality of life don't want some murdering scumbag son of a bitch living in their neighborhood. When are you people, there you go, you people, like Ross Perot would say, when are you going to get over this professional smarts thing that you got going? When are you going to transcend that? When are you going to grow a brain? Nobody cares that OJ is black. He was a millionaire, okay? He was idolized by white people, black people, by millions of people who were into jockstraps, okay? He was a hero of America. And all those Buffalo Bills fans and 49er fans and USC fans, they didn't give a crap that he was black or what he was. He could run fast and win ball games for their team. That's all they cared. And then he turned out to be a murdering scumbag, okay? And all of a sudden they didn't like him so much anymore. And they don't want him, civilized people don't want his kind living in their neighborhood. Not because he's black. Can't you get that?
No.
Can't you understand that?
No.
Christ. And I have to go through a whole grilling here about my prejudice against black people. I don't want murderers living in my neighborhood. Is that something difficult to understand?
Yes.
Well, come to your house and draw you a diagram, okay? God, this is worse than the year 2000 thing. This is 1,000 times worse. I brought this up. I thought I have unanimity here. I thought that ain't decent people doesn't want a murderer living in their goddamn neighborhood. And instead, the whole thing, let's turn the tables. Oh, you're a racist now, and well, have a contest. Which group is more racist than the other one? This is America for you, baby. You know what?
That's the American fucking way.
Right. Instead of just some common sense. DNH, that's all you got to think about. You want to be surrounded by people who do no harm, who aren't murderers and robbers and arsonists and going to, do harm. Not in America, though, because everybody's too busy categorizing and hating everybody else. That's the American effing way. And I resent bitterly, deeply, the idea that I got to sit here and justify my own attitudes about life. I like decent people. I don't give a crap if they're black, if they're white, if they're Cuban, if they're Jews, if they're fags, I don't give a crap about any of that. Now, yes, I do like some people better than others, all depending on how they look. Right, JP? Is that right?
Uh-huh.
There you go. Just perfect. What? Hey, so what about it? So I got a weakness for good-looking young guys. Is there something wrong with that? Huh?
No.
F&A, there's not. What's wrong with sitting around looking at somebody that looks good? Soaking in the vision of somebody that looks really good and erotic and hot and young and hung. Stuff like that. Huh? And full of fun. 21 before 1 at 560 WQAM. Here's...
Oh, God! My anus! My anus! Oh! My anus! 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 My anus!
Hi, kids. Y'all like cutting little stinkers? That funny little sound that comes right out your sphincter? Want to copy me and do exactly like I do? Get paid for writing little songs about poo-poo? My brain's all gone. I'm trying to get my groove on, but I can't figure out which Spice Girl I'm going to fart on. And Dr. Dre asked, yo, man, you pass gas? Hell no. Why do I smell ass? Man, you low class. Well, since age 12, it seemed like I always smelled. I thought ripping gases and tooting was pretty swell. I got pissed off when I took my jeans off and farted so hard it turned my underwear backwards like crisscross. And every night I'm like, oh, dinner at last. Then fart out my ass faster than a fat bitch who ate too fast. Smell this, honey. Yo, dude, wait a minute. That's my girl, cuz. I don't give a fuck. God sent me to stink the world up. My anus. My anus. My anus. My anus. My anus. My anus. My English teacher wanted me kicked out back in junior high. Said the problem was something crawled up my ass and died. I shot him in the face with my vapor. The worst happened later, when I covered his desk with used toilet paper. Walked in the strip club, my intestines were filled up. Mooned the bartender and took a dump at a tip cup. Went over to a dancer, had her fucking a garter. She lifted her leg up and I knew she was a farter. 99% of my life I was lied to. I just found out my mom's got more gas than I do. I told her I'd grow up to be a famous rapper, make a record about strange noises made on the crapper. You know you was dirt when the women rushed to leave. You tried to hold it back, but your butt needed relief. This guy at White Castle said it was pretty cool, but I had to go drop the kids off at the pool. My anus, my anus, yes. My anus, my anus, my anus, my anus, smells. My anus, my anus, my anus, smells.
Don't forget, they don't come any more heinous than OJ. Here's a fax from Jim in Sunrise who says, is this place, South Florida, ass backwards or what? He asks.
Yes.
A known murderer intends to move to South Florida. No one raises a voice in protest. Yet a Cuban who knowingly defied the law and has had his boat seized as a result has an army of protesters at his beck and call. Something is terribly wrong with this picture, says Jim. During my law enforcement career, South Florida was known as the fleeing felon capital of America. OJ's intended move here does nothing to dispute that. I can't take it anymore, and my job search is now strictly out of state. My Florida-loving wife says she may not go with me. Oh, well, I guess I'll miss her. Warning to Cuban protesters blocking traffic and slow old OJ, my knees are killing me, man. Please don't step in front of my vehicle. My braking reflex isn't what it used to be.
Oh!
Says Jim in Sunrise. How do you like that? You like it?
Uh-huh.
5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Everything is a big racial issue, a big religious issue, a big divisive issue. We're asking you want a murderer to come here and live here, a brutal, goddamn, cold-blooded, drug addict murderer to come and live in this town. Anybody with a brain should immediately be saying, no, of course not. And is that what we get? No. We get a whole convoluted song and dance, a whole big lesson on race relations here, as if that has got anything to do with it, which, of course, it does not, even though the trial did. Here's Homestead. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to tell you, people get released from prison every day, right? So how do you know if a murderer lives next door to you or not?
And we also got a lot of people with four-letter words, okay? If you can't call a show and talk like a civilized human being, which I'm, maybe pushing a little bit, then don't bother wasting the time, okay? It's not going to get on the air. That's about the fourth one already with the F word. I realize that in some neighborhoods, mother is only half a word, but the FCC don't let us do that, okay? You got it? 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. And when you say, who gives a crap, anybody with a brain doesn't want a murderer living next door to him. Is that difficult to figure out? But it's amazing to me how convoluted, how far you're willing to stretch this because you want to be an apologist for this guy because he happens to be black. If it would have been Ted Bundy, you'd be screaming bloody murder. Here's a Mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil, on this Atkins-style, I know years before you used to talk about the Stillman. What's the difference?
Very little.
Isn't it the same thing?
No, it's not the same thing. The Atkins diet has more fat. Stillman, you eliminated all the fat. You had to eat real lean meats and very limited amount of stuff, and it was just, it worked, but it was terminally boring.
But on the Atkins, you can still eat the salad, right?
You can what?
Eat the salad.
A little bit, very, very small. I would suggest buying the book would be a good idea. 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami.
Yeah. Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil. Listen. The trial over in California, the civil trial. Let's face it. That was a white man's witch hunt.
Witch hunt. Yeah. And
you know that, and I know it.
Yeah, no, it was not.
It was a Salem witch hunt, is all it was.
And what's your
whatever?
point?
What did these people?
Blow it out your ass. 5670560. Like I said, forgetting about the civil trial altogether. If you want anybody that watched the criminal trial and doesn't know that he did it, he's got to be an imbecile. But thanks for trying to stir the pot. Okay, now go smoke it. Maybe your brains will relax if you can find any. 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's a Mobile in Fort Myers. Hello. Mobile in Fort Myers.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
All right. How you explain the blood all over that car there?
Sir, sir, have a nice day. We're not going to retry the case, okay? Everybody, like I said, with a brain knows he did it. We're not going to retry the O.J. case. So, I mean, talk about, Jesus Christ. How about the Revolutionary War? You want to fight that again?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they want to fight that one. I think they want to fight the Civil War again is what they want to fight. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
You said something earlier that really upset me.
Really?
And I just, it's okay to generalize sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't step on the 49er fans and say that we like O.J. Simpson. Because there's a lot of things...
Sir, let me tell you something. When O.J. Simpson was playing with the 49ers, they loved O.J. Simpson, even though he was at the end of his career.
He was a gimp, and we always told him he was a gimp.
Okay, great. I'm real happy for you, okay? Call one of the sports shows, okay? My sports nerd friend. We're not talking about ball games now. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line, but you do have a good point. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Like I said, the Bills fans love them and USC. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, it seems like all these people are making it seems like you're making a racial issue, which you're not.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that it's all these religious people.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, hi, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, I'm doing.
Well, I want to know what seems to be your problem with OJ coming down to South Florida.
What word didn't you understand?
What?
That he's a murderer. We don't want murderers coming to live.
Hey, the guy is acquitted, man. What's
He's a what? He's a what?
He's acquitted already. Everything is gone by. What is the problem with it?
Everything is what? What language are you speaking, sir? What words are coming out of your mouth?
I'm speaking English to you.
He's a what? Tell me again. What's the word?
I say I'm speaking English to you.
Yes, and he is a what?
I say everything is gone. He's acquitted.
He's acquitted?
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
acquitted. He's acquitted.
Yeah.
Oh, he's acquitted.
Yeah.
He doesn't look too cute to me. He looks, especially on the cover of Time magazine, looked real ugly. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. How about John Hinckley? When they let him out, would you like John Hinckley moving in your neighborhood?
Uh-huh.
They'll let him out someday. He's out on, let him go out and wander around every now and then. Yeah. Maybe he'll go visit Gary Bauer one of these days soon. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, yeah, man, he's a cutie. Yeah.
He's a cutie, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a real cutie.
Come on, Neil, he's a Gita man.
Yeah.
He's a good man. Come on,
Yeah,
you don't want him in your neighborhood?
No.
Come on,
Do you?
Neil.
You want him in your hood?
Where's your
You want him in your neighborhood, sir?
Are you Neil? Are you kidding me? If that piece of dreck came in my neighborhood?
Yeah. Anybody that says direct, okay? Right off the bat, I know that you go back to shul, okay? Learn how to say the word right. You don't say direct. You're starting to sound like Jackie Mason now. Go do your sit-down routine somewhere else. Go sit shivvy somewhere for that material you got. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a mobile in Boynton Beach. Hello.
Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Listen, since we're on the topic of murders, I don't know if you have much interest in this, but this is insulting to me. The Luttrell Sprewell commercial for And One sports shoes.
Haven't seen it.
Okay. It's
I have heard the people on this radio station in the morning, by the way, raving about what a great basketball player he is.
Isn't it amazing? They say he's a great basketball player, but he almost killed his coach, Carlissimo, last year.
Yeah.
And some...
He only choked him twice.
Choked him twice. He had grip marks around his neck there.
Yeah, we know.
In the meantime, there's a commercial on during the NBA playoffs with the national anthem being played in the background to this criminal, and they're calling him the American Dream.
Uh-huh.
Are you kidding me? Memorial Day is coming up, and our veterans are out there, and the Star-Spangled Banner is being played.
American
Dream.
Yeah, you better get with it, man. You better get with the program, okay? Mike Tyson, OJ, and Latrine Sprewell. That's the American effing way, man. You better rethink your whole position on this. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Join the NRA, shoot your gun today. Have yourself some down-home Christian fun.
All right.
Throw your friends away, we'll back you all the way. Defending your right to own a gun. When you think of all the benefits you're getting, life will be sweeter when you pack your heater and carry a license to be deadly. Come on and join today. It's the American way to be a member of the NRA.
Aim for the knee, aim for the chest, and always aim for the head in case they're wearing a vest. Sharpen your skin, kill more fun. We'll be there to defend your right to hold a gun.
Come on and join today, and you'll be proud to say you're a member of the NRA.
All right. 101 at 560 WQAM, our big 1 to 2 hour. You know, the irony of all this, what this has evolved into, which it usually does, the same old crap. I hate to break the news to you, all you professional schwarzes out there today. OJ don't want to live in your hood. He wasn't living in Watts. He was living in Brentwood in a very, very affluent lily-white neighborhood with a very lily-white blonde wife. And now he's got his very white blonde-headed girlfriend who looks just like the white wife that he murdered already. He don't want nothing to do with you. And all of a sudden he's a black icon, you know, like, right. Talk about stupid. He's an Uncle Tom is what he is. And yet because his skin color happens to be black, some of you are so freaking stupid that therefore, oh, what's wrong? He didn't do it. Yeah. He don't want nothing to do with you, okay? You got it? You understand?
No.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Can't we just narrow it down to the fact that we're talking about a murdering son of a bitch?
No.
Can't we just narrow that down?
No.
Here's a lady in Miami Lakes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm calling regarding to OJ.
Uh-huh.
I feel he is a murderer and he's disgusting and he's a complete douchebag.
Yeah.
And regards to the lady that called before that had a very irritating.
Okay, there's number 5 for the F word.
Oh!
Let's hear it.
Please don't say the F word.
Okay, calm down. Like I said, mother is just half a word, but it's a radio show, okay? I mean, the FUCC up there in Washington gets very upset about this. They get psychotic. I have to keep bleeping these things out. When in doubt, bleep it out. But you have a good point. 567, what? I almost spelled it. I did. 567 0560 and pound 560 on the AT. Well, if you can't say it, at least spell it for Christ's sakes, you know? God.
Please don't say the F word.
Every single one of them, man. On and on. F this and F that. Come on, be a little more civilized. Speak, you know, like a more cultured person like me. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I want to talk to you about this OJ thing. I don't want you to hang up on me, but, you know.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you know, the guy was found, he wasn't guilty, but everybody knows he's guilty.
Yeah.
Okay? So, well, I mean, why do you, if it bothers you so much if he's going to move down here, I mean, what about you? I mean, you were found, you pled guilty to something you
I
did.
pled guilty to what? Did I murder somebody, sir?
No, I didn't murder anybody.
Sir, I didn't plead guilty to anything, and I didn't murder anybody, and you're a jackass, okay? What an idiot. What a moron. How is it possible to be so stupid? Man. Always got some kind of excuse for every goddamn cockeyed attitude you got. That's right. I'm a hardened threat to the neighborhood. You should only have neighbors like me, pal, you jackass. Don't hang up on me, but 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Oh, Uncle Neil, how you doing?
Boy, you're unbelievable, man.
You're a hardened something or other, boy.
Talk about a bunch of convoluted lunatics we got here today.
I'll tell you what, I agree with you 189%. I cannot stand O.J. Simpson. He's nothing but a low-life murderer. And just because he was adjudicated in the criminal trial doesn't
and then
mean
this guy
a thing.
gets through saying everybody knows that he did it, okay? So the fact that he's a murderer, how the hell can I talk about that? Because after all, look what a threat to society I am.
Just because he was adjudicated does not make him not a murderer.
Yeah.
He's still a murderer,
And
even though he fooled a whole bunch of people. He's
Sir,
still
let
a
me say it
murderer.
again. I said that 2 hours ago, okay? Everybody with a brain accepts that the man killed 2 people, okay? Period.
And
And
I
all
really,
I've gotten since then is a lecture on race relations and what a
Oh,
racist I am
oh, please.
and a hardened criminal.
I really wish that a lot of these African Americans here would just take that damn chip off their shoulder, for
Yeah,
God's
they
sake.
can't do it. And like I said a minute ago, he don't want to live with them. He's got no interest. He's not going to live with them. He's going to do nothing for them. He doesn't give a crap about them or what happens to them. He's a guy who happens to have escaped the ghetto and made millions of dollars and become a big celebrity. And as far as he's concerned, in his mind, he's white. He's not black. He's the guy that lives the big ritzy white life. He's not interested in anything that has to do with being black. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. But you're dealing with such a high degree of racial paranoia here, man. Trying to have a rational discussion with some of these people is like an effing impossible thing. Underline the effing part. Here's a mobile in Fort Myers. Hello.
Yeah. Why can't the good people of America have a voice? Every time we speak out about certain things, we get... I think more people should have a voice about this issue, Neil.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that.
Meaning what?
I mean,
we're not screening
meaning
across.
exactly what you're doing.
Anybody who
we
wants
should,
to...
Exactly.
Yeah.
We should stand up. We don't want this friggin' murderer living around us there.
Right.
I mean,
that's right. That was good. Thank God he cleaned it up. Yes. And God bless you, sir, whatever you say. That's right. That's very simple. We don't want him here, okay? You want him in your neighborhood. If you want him in Liberty City, is he going to move there?
No.
You want him in Overtown, is he going to move there?
No.
Alapata?
No.
No. He ain't moving by you. He don't want us on the dark side of the tracks in Hallandale?
No.
On the dark side in the Grove?
No.
No. He wants to be on the white side. Because like I said, he's an Uncle Tom who's still getting his big NFL pension and is still having his ass sucked by all kinds of people in it, like our buddy Sam the Sham. You know, I just said to George during the break, I finally figured out about Sam Douchebag, our promotions guy. He's a celebrity stalker. He's a wannabe. So he latches on, whether it's getting OJ's autograph, whether it's sucking around with, what's his name, Joey, whatever the guy's name is. What's his name?
Jordan Knight?
Jordan Knight, yeah. From the old Kids on the Block. Who's, what is he, 75 now, Jordan Knight?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were at the Early Bird, Sam and Jordan Knight the other night. Jordan had his teeth in a glass. Celebrity stalker. Yeah, just sniffing ass. I mean, here's a guy that told me within a 1 month period, told me that Enrique Iglesias has a smaller penis than Jordan Knight. And I said, well, how do you know that? He ran out of here like a bat out of hell. Or was that the day I showed him the picture of the dead Andrew Cunanan? And he felt like he was looking in a mirror. Yeah, he also ran out of here like a bat out of hell on that day. And you know something? If Andrew Cunanan were still alive today, he'd probably be looking for his autograph. Oh, my God. What are we going to do about this?
That damn faggot. I can't stand him.
And look, now he moved in here, but at least he did us the favor of blowing his crap away. Thank you, Andrew. 8 minutes after 1 at 560 WQAM. Speak.
Take any bullshit from him.
Oh, man, use that everything bad because, you know, the sale about 3 by 4, you know, they don't know that I get no food and other man. I tell you, man, I'm a little crazy. When the sale around, I didn't do nothing with the night with them, man. That's something like this, man. And they sell it when they want, you know, when they got it, trying to, you know, Bubba just said, man, one of the Bubba's releases. I didn't do nothing. So what I'm treating you like that, you know what I'm saying, man? Oh, man, so what's up at time, man? I didn't do nothing. I was right in the back of the man. I didn't do nothing, man. No white, full, Bronco, you know, something. So I was going to ask the gun in my head, you know, but I didn't know the gun in my head because I probably had the gun in my head. So I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I just don't know the blood glare, the cake over the bump in the night, you know, whatever else, the night, the drops on the floor, the spade, the lights going on, the lights, the noise, and the GMA, I don't do this, I just said that, you know, I just do nothing, man. You know, you were so talking about it's my pleasure.
Thank you. 114 at 560 WQAM. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line if you want to join our tremendously intellectual conversation that we're having here today. Very difficult topic. This one even tops the year 2000 business. We got a guy, and then the guy calls me, well, you don't know if your next door neighbor is a murderer. See, and in this case, we do know, see? And if you found out that your next door neighbor was a murderer, then you might want to, try to get him out of the neighborhood, or maybe you want to sell your house. Like when they find, you know, one of these Nazi war criminals that's been hiding, and then all of a sudden everybody in the neighborhood starts petitioning the government and screaming and yelling, and let's get him deported, and let's have him convicted, and yada, yada. You know, it happens all the time. Because civilized people don't want to live around butchers. Oh, what a concept. Here's Weston. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes.
Is it true the juice is on the loose in South Florida?
He wants in.
Maybe he'll move to Gulf Ocean Mile if he can clean up the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
To tie it all together, is Barry Dreck and Todd Dreck related?
Okay, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. At least this guy's consistent, no material. Here's Miramar. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to the contrary of what you might think, I'm African American, and I'm not a O.J. fan at all.
Yeah.
And personally, I think he done it, my personal opinion.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, he used the system that was given to him.
Mm-hmm.
We had verdicts that we didn't like the Arthur McDuffie. We started out with 12 cops,
Mm-hmm.
and it came down to one, and all of a sudden, he got off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Then he applied for a job at North Bay
let me
Village.
ask you, did you want him living in your neighborhood?
No, I wouldn't, but he applied for a job at North Bay Village, and they hired him.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a double slap in the face. So I don't mind you jumping on O.J., because if he killed those people, he's wrong. But the bottom line is, I hope the train is big enough to put all of them in there. Just don't put O.J. in there. Let's put them all in there.
That's
and
what
when
I
we
said.
come together.
That's what I said. I was making a list, and there were plenty of white people on it, too.
Exactly. That killed black people, and nobody says anything about it. That's the only problem I have.
You're absolutely wrong when you say nobody says anything about it. When McDuffie got murdered, I was on the air here, sir, back in 1980. Don't tell me nobody said anything about it. I called those cops murderers, and that's exactly what they were.
Well, you
so
one
don't tell
of
me
a
nobody
few.
says anything about it.
You're one of a few, Neil. If you did, I'm not going to say you didn't do it, but if you did it, you're one of a few. Thank you.
Okay. If I did it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT. And again, I come back to the same thing again, to race. I don't give a crap what his color is. Don't you understand? Can't you get it?
No.
No. God almighty, when somebody kills you dead, you're just as dead, whether they're 14 years old, whether they're 80 years old, whether they're white, whether they're black, whether they believe in Buddha. It doesn't make any difference. It's unacceptable in a civilized society, which most of you know nothing about, by the way, because you're not living in one. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
What's the debate? Violence breeds violence, and there would be a lynching in this white side of town.
Yeah.
You know, what's the debate? I mean, you wouldn't want a murderer living next to you. I wouldn't want a murderer living next to me.
That's my point.
It's unacceptable.
I thought it was like a throwaway. I just brought it up, and now everybody's getting all bent out of shape like there's something there, like there's a debate. Like
Exactly.
you say, there is no debate. Thank you, sir. We finally got a guy that narrowed it down to a very simple answer. There is no goddamn debate unless you're a moron, unless you're a mental defective, unless you're a masochist, unless you're a scumbag sucker like some of the people in this building that worship scum. I'll tell you one thing. Don't waste your money. You know that stuff, Tilex and all that other stuff, that spray stuff? Don't waste your money buying that to clean up like your bathtub. We got scum suckers right here in the building. They love sucking scum. They'll come to your house and just stick their tongue out, clean your whole tub, your shower, your drain, whatever you got. The more scum, the better they'll lick. They never found scum that they wouldn't lick in their lives. I have nothing but the greatest contempt. I can't even find the words to tell you, to describe to you, the contempt I have for people who admire and worship scumbags just because they were or are celebrities. And I don't give a crap whether it's Robert Downey Jr. I don't care who it is. Scum, subhuman swill. And like I said before, every one of these mass murderers, Bundy, Berkowitz, they all got proposals of marriage in the mail when they were in jail. Made no difference. As long as we have scum, we'll have scum worshippers in America. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to be the only probably black male to agree with you 100%.
Yeah, besides Tony. We had Tony before. You're number two.
Oh, number two, okay. Number two out of a million. Yeah, I lived in Miami for many years, and now I live in the Cayman Islands. And he tried the same crap last year trying to move down to the islands. And we told him, hey, you can spend your money, you can stay as long as you want this within 2 weeks, but when you finish, shuffle your butt back to Buffalo.
Right, amen.
And I agree with you 100%.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. That's right. Hey, see, this is like when you go to the pool, you know, and you stick your toe in there to test the temperature, or like sticking your finger out the window to see which way the wind is blowing. That's what he keeps doing. And that's why I'm talking about it. I want to make sure that publicly people have a chance to say, we know he's a piece of crap. We don't want him here. And anybody that would call here and say otherwise, it would be like if Meyer Lansky were still alive, walking his little dog on Miami Beach on Collins Avenue, and if I came on here just because he was Jewish and I'm Jewish and say, well, he never stole a freight train, and he's a good neighbor to all those old Jewish ladies up there. I mean, I'd be laughed off the air. And deservedly so. Who gives a crap what his religion was or his skin color is? When are you people going to grow up? And the answer is never. Never. Because this country is all about one thing.
That's the American fucking way.
Hate. That's what it's about. Hate. Just like Tom Lear says, man, the white people hate the black people and the Jews hate the Goyim and vice versa, and you name it. That's all it's all about. That's what the whole goddamn world is about. Just like that story about the Orthodox Jews throwing whatever the hell they were throwing, tchotchkes at the less Orthodox because the men and the women were praying together at the Wailing Wall. They were wailing on it.
The Bible says you can't do that.
Yeah, it says, yeah, the Bible says. Written by a bunch of people dumber than sawdust. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Lauderdale Lakes. Hello.
Hey, white power, faggot.
Okay, thank you so much. Whatever you say. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Kendall. Hello. Kendall. Going once. Going twice. Kendall, I hear them babbling in the background. They must be playing grab ass, maybe with themselves. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Hello, Neil. How you
yes,
doing?
Sir. Okay.
All right. I've never heard more of a venomous show in my life.
More
I've
of
listened to you over
venomous?
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really great.
It's great?
No, well, it's a good show. I mean, it's not a great topic, but it really gets you the flavor of what this town's really about.
Oh, yeah, right.
Listen to
Stupidity.
a few of these callers, that's for sure. After here, I didn't even know he was moving down here.
Well,
until
he's not definitely moving down. He's like I said, he's flying a trial balloon. He's looking, he's thinking, and we're all saying, most of us are saying,
No.
Stay the hell away. Go move someplace else. Go move to Tempe, Arizona.
I was thinking about maybe starting up a hunger strike of myself.
Right, there you go. Let's get the ACLU in on our behalf.
And I just had one thing, and then I'll go, and I just wanted to leave it with you. It's about this the black thing. I agree with you 100%. And my view
About
on
what?
it, on the, you know, the fact that we'll accept just about anything, and when it's enough is enough, it's never enough. I mean, we'll just keep letting everybody, every piece of scum float on the shore. I mean, it doesn't matter. Just come on, open arms, and we'll find a place for you. But blacks on the whole will never care about any another murderer coming down here.
Well, what kind of a statement is that? Blacks on the whole. How do you know? Have you taken a survey?
Well,
because we had 10 phone calls today?
I just mean that as it's not riotable enough to let
Oh, Jesus, God. Go back, crawl under the sheet, will you please? Go back and stick your hood on and crawl under the sheet. What a maniac. What a lunatic. What an asshole. God. In fact, you know something? I would trade him for OJ. I'd rather have OJ come in. At least we know what we're dealing with. Send this guy out. I want to take back what I said today. Let's get OJ in and send this asshole out. Man, are you an idiot. Christ. If we're brains, man, you'd be loaded. Here's a mobile in the Keys. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say, I don't know why anybody's have an opinion on OJ moving down here. I mean, who wants a murderer next to you? I mean, moving into your neighborhood.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, that's insane.
Seems pretty simple, doesn't it?
It is to me.
Mm-hmm.
I got a place for him to go. He can go to Cuba.
Okay. So that's a good trifecta, by the way. Mike Tyson, OJ, and Fidel. There's three guys. Does anybody want them in their neighborhood?
No.
No. Not that I know of. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. This is a great exercise today. This is, like I said, the year 2000 thing, I mean, that pales into insignificance compared to this. This is a masterful piece, a masterful demonstration of the attitudes of the populace of South Florida. I mean, if naval lint, rocket science compared to the mentality of the people, most of the people we've talked to today, including that guy 2 calls ago, the hooded freak. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, God.
Yes, sir.
OJ is in my will.
Yeah.
Since I'm doing quite well. I'd rather take him out. I take him out fishing rather than Seinfeld. And they found him not.
Okay, thanks. Whatever you're saying. Okay, get the crap out of your mouth next time you call. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Sounded like Enos the Penis Shira with 20 pounds of corn cobs in his puss. Here's Miami Beach. Hello. Miami Beach. Going once. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello. Mobile in Miami.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil.
Speaking.
Yes, just to get off the OJ thing, what about giving Clinton $400,000 a year? What's up with that? The guy barely should have gotten,
Yeah, okay. Whatever you say, pal. Glad that you're really civically involved, okay? I'm glad that you're a rocket scientist. Go back to New York, all right? We have enough of your kind here already. Go back to New York with your goddamn accent and your crappy attitude. We're not talking about Bubba today, okay? Find a life. President of the country is making $200,000 a year, and this guy's worried about maybe they want to give him a little bit more because they don't think it's enough. Jackass. Imbecile. Subhuman turd. 26 after 1 at 560 WQAM. I feel great today, you know? I really do. I feel fantastic.
Maybe stick it. For all of you who loved our pop-up wipes for babies, here's a new pop-up wipe just for adults.
Hey, ass wipe! You talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. What do you want? An ass wipe. You got one?
Sure, here you go. Hey, thanks. When you're on the go, you don't always have time to wipe thoroughly with toilet paper, if at all. That's when you use new ass wipes, the moist towelette in a convenient pop-up container.
Honey, you're squirming in your chair. You didn't wipe properly, did you?
Well, I was so darn busy today, I just didn't have the time.
Here, you need an ass wipe.
Do I ever?
Ass wipes are specially formulated to handle even the most stubborn fecal fiascos. And they're scented to give you that fresh, just wiped feeling.
Say, Bill, that ass wipe you lent me today was a real lifesaver.
I don't want it that, Bob.
Understood.
Good.
Yeah, I was pitching that new client, and I just couldn't stop digging and scratching.
In there.
But that ass wipe left me clean as a whistle, and that minty fresh feeling gave me the confidence I needed to land the account.
Ass wipes, available in your grocer's Things to Wipe Your Butt With section.
131 at 560. I figured that fit in real well with the conversation today. Here's a fax from a lady lawyer in Miami who says, isn't it ironic that O.J. stayed as white as he could prior to the murders? He wouldn't have given most of your black callers the time of the day. Then when he needed the most, his blackness emerged. And not only that, let's take it one step further. After he got off the hook in a criminal trial, then all of a sudden he became white again. When he didn't need to play the race card, when it's convenient, he's like a chameleon. Some days he's black, but most of the days he's white. See, if I would have said, Bryant Gumbel's coming down to South Florida and wants to move in. And I can't stand him. Not because he's black. He's like almost white anyway. He's just barely black. He's just an asshole, a no-talent piece of crap. But if I said Bryant Gumbel wants to move into Grove, would anybody care? Of course not. Nobody cares. Very simple point. And you know something? When we had the kids in Columbine High School out there in Littleton, Colorado, killing each other, and when we had the episode up there in Atlanta, did we have any black callers calling in about that?
No.
And you want to know why? Because it was white kids shooting other white kids. So, nobody gave a crap about that. But because this scumbag piece of dreck happens to be black, all of a sudden today, we have 1,623 by actual count calls from black listeners, making a big song and dance and turning it into a racial thing again? Talk about neurotic frickin' repetition, man. And stop saying frickin', by the way. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
To underscore just how racially divided people are on this issue, I happen to work with an elected state official who happens to be black. He's a very well-educated, nice family man.
Yeah.
On the day the verdict was read, I was sitting in my office. He was in my boss's office. The TV was on in there. I didn't want to go in there because I had this terrible, sickening feeling that it was going to be a not guilty verdict. As soon as the verdict was read, he leapt up into the air, screamed, yeah, he's free, he's out, I did it. I mean, I was so sickened by that.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, it just made me sick that somebody like him, he'd be the last person I would think who would put race before common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But he did, and that just goes to show you the race issue knows no boundaries. I mean, it's just incredible.
And in his mind, he's a white guy. He's not even a real black guy, other than just to look at him. He's a white person. He's part of white society.
Exactly. I mean,
all the black people that called today, he wouldn't live in your neighborhood if you gave him a free house and fed him for free for the next 30 years. He wouldn't live anywhere near you.
You got that right. It's just terrible. I'll tell you what. And God help us if he moves down here.
Okay, pal.
Take care.
See ya. Teen jailed and stabbing at school, by the way. I almost forgot that story in Hollywood yesterday. We had a call about that, but of course I couldn't verify it since we have no news department on this radio station. Unless it's ball scores, we don't know anything that's going on in the world. which is pretty embarrassing. I mean, we got CNN here, so if they're murdering each other someplace else out of town, it'll be on CNN. But if it's happening here, is there any chance we're going to know about it?
No.
An ongoing fight between two teenagers moved from their neighborhood streets to the hallways of Attucks Middle School in Hollywood yesterday when a 7th grader stabbed an 8th grader in the shoulder with a steak knife on the way to the homeroom.
Oh!
Marcus Couch, 15, was taken to Memorial Regional Hospital where he was in stable condition. The suspect, who is 13 years old and plays on the school's basketball team, was charged with attempted first-degree murder, police said. His name is not being published because he's a juvenile, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that his name isn't being published because it should be. Because when somebody 13 tries to kill you, you're just as possibly dead as if he was 25. So at least we're not doing it with guns anymore. Oh! We're doing it with steak knives. Here's a mobile in the Gables. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've spoken with a lot of people regarding this OJ thing.
Yeah.
And what I've discovered is when you talk to, like, white people who tend to be on the racist side, they're passionately angry. When you talk to blacks, they sympathize with the racist part of it, right? The blacks I know that believe.
Well, what does race have to do with somebody that murdered 2 people in cold blood? What does race have to do with it?
Okay, black people are sensitive to the racial issue because if a murderer,
sir, what is the racial issue? What's the racial issue?
Okay, when you hear people who are passionately angry with OJ, you pick up that they're angry at him for killing a white woman. They wouldn't give crap if she was black.
Absolutely not true.
I've listened to people, and that's
well.
The way
I'm sure that there are people who are like that, but the fact is that his first wife was black.
Yes.
The victims could just as easily have been black. It just happened that they were white. He was married to a white chick.
Exactly. I believe he did it, and I believe he should have been in jail.
Yeah.
Right? But when I listen to some people, their anger isn't about a murderer killing another human being. Their anger is that a black man murdered a white woman and got away with it. And that's why some black people don't get behind OJ, because they're not backing the murderer. They're backing the black man. They're seeing that these people are angry at a black man.
Sir, let me tell you something. Both groups of people that you're talking about are full of crap, okay? Sane, rational people don't defend murderers. I mean, what kind of a conversation is this? I feel like I'm sitting here picking my nose, picking my eyeballs out, picking seeds out of my rectum. Well, what kind of an exercise is this? Like, these are complicated issues? Man, oh man, like this is difficult. Yeah, we got people who look at everything from a racial point of view, okay? But the overwhelming majority of sane, rational people don't look at things that way. And the only reason that this story got so much attention wasn't because he murdered 2 white people, because he was a big celebrity. That's why it got a lot of attention. Is that difficult to figure out? I guess it must be. Because it was OJ. There you go, OJ. You go, OJ. You go, boy. Oh, don't say boy. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I still think, and even the guy he had living in the house, his house guy there, Cato, even he was white. I bet you the pool guy, there was probably a white kid too. There was nobody black in Brentwood, I'll guarantee you that. I bet you whoever picked up the garbage outside, they were probably white. That's how lily white that part of L.A. is, okay? But he's a black hero. Okay, whatever you say. 22 before 2 at 560 WQAM. Boys.
Media is sick and needs help badly.
In the year 2000, or should I say 2001, is that when everyone's supposed to die? In the year 2025, we're gonna be more confused, but still alive, despite the fairy tales of Judgment Day. Like all the Michigoyans say, in the year 2888, you're gonna look around and find that nothing has changed outside of innovative things to do. like faster waves of the frosting food. Whoa. In the year 3010, SBM will have a new ship again. Radio as we know it will be dead. We'll listen to the internet instead. In the year 3025, gas prices will be so high you won't want to drive. Cops will only feature primetime cartoons, and the president will be a Jew. Whoa, now it's been a million years. How about that? We're still right here. Go find something else to do. Your predictions won't come true. And when you find a life, perhaps you'll realize that all those years away is just another day. In the year 9999, will we go through this again and hear you whine? We won't be able to watch TV unless we upgrade to a Microsoft screen. In the year 3010, I'm sure that Sandian will...
You know, it's interesting. The overwhelming majority of the people who called in, even the ones that are sucking his ass, still they start out the call by saying, well, you know, I know that he did it. I'm pretty sure he did it, but... 145 at 560 WQAM. I also discovered today another oxymoron, American intelligence. Here's Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil. I got a little different take on this thing. I guarantee you, if you had maybe 50 black men and women in a room and you asked each one of them if they have either themselves been or they know someone who has been harassed by the police,
yeah,
I would think that the majority of those people would probably say that they do.
Yeah.
And I think the
meaning what?
Well, they're just, you know, they're so conditioned to expect the criminal justice system to, you know, target them. And
So you know, it just wears me out. Thank God we only got 15 minutes left. There's nothing complicated about this conversation. All I did was say, I saw a piece on the news last night that this murdering son of a bitch is looking to maybe move here again, and he's talking about buying a house in the Grove, and do you want him, a murderer living in South Florida? And we don't have to go through a whole long sociological examination of people's attitudes and the history of why they're anti-cop or why they're paranoid. You want a murderer living next door to you, that's all. It's a very simple thing. There's nothing complicated about this.
Well, I can answer that. Very straightforward.
Yes.
I think the guy is guilty. I think he should have fried.
Yeah.
I think the entire cast of characters that were involved in that trial were probably the most pathetic group of people that America could have assembled.
Yeah.
Starting with Johnny Cochran, Marcia Clark, Chris Darden,
Bob Shapiro.
Oh, I mean,
Alan Dershowitz. Yeah.
Do you know how many? I know you know. All of the people that were involved in that trial have, I would say 90% have gone on to, like, you know,
Fame and
sitcom.
fortune. Fame and fortune.
I mean,
That's
Chris
right.
Darden was on some you know, 9 o'clock sitcom.
I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just pathetic. The whole thing was just a big show. But the reason that I called, I wanted to call yesterday.
Yes, sir.
I want to know how in the world we got a governor like Jeb Bush elected in
Because a lot of stupid people went and they voted for him. That's why.
It is pathetic. Is this guy, is he the biggest puppet you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, he's a puppet of the right wing, of the fanatical right-wing lunatic fringe. That's correct.
I know you read the thing yesterday where he's trying to pass the reform on the you know, the corporate liabilities.
Yeah.
I've got another thing that I saw in the back of the paper about a week ago.
I didn't get one call today about the Choose Life thing. I read it from Steve Bosquet's column. He's gotten 48 letters of support and 1,121 against on the Choose Life license plates. I'm trying to, you know, put right-wing political slogans on the license plates of the state, and there's nobody in this audience cares about that.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people that care. They may not be calling in, but they care. But I want the people of Florida to realize that the person that they elected is not the person that's, you know, sitting up there in Tallahassee. You've just got a bunch of, big time
Sir,
corporate.
they had no reason not to know. All the information was there, all the evidence was there, and especially from the last time he ran 4 years ago, it was very clear that he was a puppet of the far right, and anybody who didn't know that had to be a moron. But if you've been listening today, there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, that's the problem. We've got a lot of morons. That's how he got elected. I just wanted to tell the people out there that I read about a week ago, small article in the back of the paper. I don't even know if you know this. He passed legislation making golf memberships tax deductible.
Great.
Now, I'm fortunate enough to belong to a private golf club, but I don't want to, make it a tax deduction. I mean, I'm happy that I can do that.
Well, a lot of wealthy Republicans like tax deductions for playing golf, so just mind your own business.
Well, but that's how they get such a bad name, because they're doing well to start with, okay, and then they want to rub people's faces in it and say, not only are we doing well, but we're gonna, we're not gonna.
You better knuckle under and get with the program, sir, before it's too late.
Well, let's do some changing out there.
Have a great day. Okay, let's do some changing. You got 4 long years, baby. 4 long years. You better start saying those denominational prayers, baby. Rubbing those rosary beads. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the Catholics. I don't know what those Baptists do. What do? They speak in tongues besides each other. Are they tonguing each other? I'll tell you one thing. They sure gave it to the state of Florida right in the old rectum. 10 before 2 at 560 WQAM.